You say you're misunderstood. I think you wish that you could. I know you're up to no good, and I see through it, thought I wouldn't. Turn up the heat just to play, and then you slam on the brakes. You'll get what's coming one day, and I won't be here to numb the pain. Say what you want, but you never got it. You do the wrong, and I bite the bullet. Soon I'll be gone, and nobody will stay for you. Run, 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 my narcissist. Run, 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 'cause he's losing it. No, 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 do the things he did. Run, 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 run from the narcissist. You're like the devil if he. I picked apart every piece. It's hard to ever believe. I thought you had just what I needed. It's kinda sad how you lie, like it's a gift that I'll buy. You're really that kind of guy, like you don't even try to hide it. Say what you want, but you never got it. You do the wrong, and I bite the bullet. Soon I'll be gone, and nobody will stay for you. Run, 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 my narcissist. Run, 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 'cause he's losing it. No, 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 do the things he did. Run, 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 run from the narcissist. Nothing, nothing in the world could ever be good again. I've been nothing but a girl who really should be nothing less. Don't mess up, and don't you tell us so how you actually feel. If you do, then they'll cut you right at the heel, and it hurts. No one can save you. It's all on your mind to change to. And baby, you can really try if you climb your way up. Do it on your own and you're shit out of luck. Nobody will help if you find too close to the sun, 'cause you're gonna get burned. Yeah, you're gonna get burned. Burned. Yeah, you're gonna get burned. 'Cause you're gonna get burned. They say you should never roll all the dice without a hand. It's make or break when you never did stand a chance. Don't mess up, don't you tell us so how you actually feel. If you do, then they'll cut you right at the heel, and it hurts. No one can save you. It's all on your mind to change to. And baby, you can really try if you climb your way up. Do it on your own when you're shit out of luck. Nobody will help if you find too close to the sun, 'cause you're gonna get burned. Yeah, you're gonna get burned. Burned. Yeah, you're gonna get burned.
Good afternoon, everybody. How is everybody doing today? I hope everyone is doing fantastic. Fantastic today. All right. Well, let me clear my throat Girl, let me tell you, hi in the chat. Melissa, good to see you. Mary, good to see you. Stacy, Melissa, Snuggle Time, Runaway Truth. Hello, Facebook. We're streaming over on Facebook and YouTube today. They didn't take the damn stream down yesterday. Can you believe it? Miss Katie, good to see you. Never out of control. Mary, we seen you over there in that chat, just telling all of your thoughts, honey. We were watching you. We had we had our little private stream. Oh my gosh, we were over there reading the comments. We were having a good time. Okay, you let your thoughts be known, and a few people did let their thoughts be known. And let me tell you, let me just be honest and real with you. A community of people that follow the Whitakers gathered around once again, sent donations, sent money, sent prayers, sent all the things, right? Sent them. So then people want to know, why is everybody in an uproar? Well, a lot of money, in my opinion, was made off of the content of the Whitakers. And the Whitakers never received anything but $1,000 gift cards, right? And they had their world completely turned upside down as they know it. As they know it. Now, looking in, we can say, well, they needed this and they needed that, and APS is helping them now be clean. All of the things, right? All of the things. So, their world was flipped completely upside down, how they knew it. Now, keep in mind, the people that were removed from the home have been in that area for generations. It wasn't like we were dealing with infants and children. We were dealing with grown adults with disabilities. And from my point of view, their world, there's no other victims here, people. In my point of view, we had two men fully functioning with mental capacity, like you and I, in my opinion, go and start recording, uploading, creating content on people with disabilities that are elderly people. And now certain individuals come to the platform and act like they're a victim. Oh, I'm sure that they feel like a victim. Oh, I'm sure that their little feelings are hurt because of the sad emojis being and the angry emojis underneath some of their videos. Oh, I'm sure that hurt their little fifis. Okay? That's social media. That's social media. If you have a right to get out here and speak your opinion about divorce and child custody and guitar picking, all of the things that you want to express yourself about from other people's public statements and videos and concerns, then everyone else has a right to put a little angry emoji face and give their public statement. See, the road runs both ways. The Whitaker Road is a two-way street, isn't it, friends? Whenever you ask the community to support you. And now we want to act like we got a victim. We got us a victim. Wow. So was I impressed? Was I impressed? Let me tell you, there's some questions that need to be talked about, right? Whenever you say that you're going to come out and speak because you've been silenced for 10 months. Well, let's just see this. Right here was, let's see when this was.
25. It's been a while since I made a video, and I'll just tell you, there has been so much going on with it, and I don't know that it's going on unless somebody brings it to me. What is going on right now is a travesty, but I want to do a little bit of talking because there are so many rumors, and this thing is so out of control that I'm going to make a little video.
So, this is Eric Carroll. For around a month, I've stayed silent while countless false stories and assumptions have been made about me, my involvement in a situation currently under investigation by the West Virginia State Police. Let me be clear. I have been a cooperating witness from day one and fully supported this investigation because I wanted the truth to come out. Unfortunately, misinformation has spread and innocent people are getting dragged into it. This video is my chance to set the record straight. with the facts I can share right now. When I'm able to speak more openly, I will. But for now, this is what you need to know. So that was a month after the family was split apart. Then we come over here, share this tab instead. Okay, now we come over here and we see his very first stream was 8 months ago. Whenever he had Dwayne up here, I can give you the exact date. Give me 1 second. All right. The exact date of this was August 24th, 2025. Isn't your average podcast? Okay, blah, blah, blah. Didn't really give us a description. And then we can go back and go to his live. So that was 8 months ago. Then it says breaking the silence, a long overdue conversation. And that's whenever he brought Mark up here to be his, support. And that was streamed January 31st, 2026. It's been a long time since I've gone live. And that wasn't by accident. 4 months, I've stayed silent while people filled the void with speculation, assumptions, and outright misinformation. Narratives were built by those who weren't there and didn't know the facts. Today, that changes. In this episode of Dad Talk Today, I'm joined by a person who truly knows what I know because he was there with me, not for money, not for attention, on his own time and his own dime. We spent years helping people across this country together, and that's the only reason why he was involved. This conversation isn't about drama, clicks, or online arguments. It's about context. It's about clarity. And it's about finally being able to speak. I won't be engaging in comments. So that was the one that he talked again. Okay. Then we come over here where he had his little buddy up there again. All right. And he spoke. This was 3 months ago, February 6th, 2026, The Big Show, live with Eric and Mark. Okay. So he speaks then. And then we come to last night. Let's read the description of this. Now listen, over here, we just want to look at the facts. Over here, we just want to look at the facts. We just want to say, is what you're saying is true? So let's see what this description of this video is. After 10 months of silence. Well, did I just show you that he wasn't silent for 10 months? And he spoke when he wanted to speak, and he said what he wanted to say, and he had da-da-da-da-da. I mean, am I missing something here, people? Am I missing something here? Am I freaking missing something? Are all those just figments of my imagination? I don't know. I don't know. But there are questions that need to be asked if he's going to call himself coming to the community and speaking. Okay, what I mean by that is the hard questions that the viewers that viewed the Whitaker content while you were producing it, they have questions. The people that sent the dollar donation, the people that sent the gift cards, you're the one that made the contract. You're head honcho. Of course, we're expecting you to speak. Of course, we're expecting some answers from you. You showed the contract on the live last night. So that means you were head honcho. You were head honcho. Yeah, and rumor has it that there were comments being deleted. I didn't even try to comment because we were having our own little stream over here, listening to what he had to say. And I was hoping, listen, I have faith. I have faith that the truth will come out. Okay? But I don't know. But there are some questions that we need answered. We need answered full transparency. Okay? And why? And he gave himself a third. He gave Patrick a third and expected the family members who were the freaking content to receive a third. Does he now looking back think that was a fair deal? Okay. Can he show us the text messages of Eric saying how they hit the mother load? I want to know that. These are Creepalach's messages too. And Creepalach seems to think that whenever he was speaking about the 76,000, that was money that he was talking about whenever he said specifically monetization being up to 76,000, and that's a pretty good payday, bro. How Patrick needs to make this big. He knows this but has never addressed them. How come the family only received $1,000 gift card? Say the truth. You started pulling heavy funds. He got nervous. You blew it up with fake stories with BJ as a scapegoat. People think that. And this, I'm reading from Creepalacha, what he's asking. Creepalacha said that he'll go on Eric Carroll's live to ask those questions. I don't think he's going to answer any of those questions. I don't think that he's going to come and answer the questions that the people, the viewers, the people that donated to this, that they want to know. Does he owe an explanation? Well, he made himself head honcho. As soon as he created a contract and he specified what people's duties were, that means he's the boss, right? You're the big boss. You're the big head honcho. I mean, from my point of view, he's running the show, isn't he? I guess we're going to listen to a little bit of this. Not that I want to give it a view. Not that I want to, okay. He has 6,636 views right now. It was fully monetized. You could send a Cash App, super chats, memberships, all of the things last night. If you see in the description of this video right now, of my video, it tells you this is not being monetized and this is not producing any ad revenue. It's all on me. Okay, all on me. My time is free for this. Okay, so this is not my content. This is Eric Carroll Dad Talk Today content. I'm using it under the Fair Act of 1976. That's what YouTube was created for us to review things. This is a review channel, an education channel, an entertainment channel. I'm educating the public of what you said last night, my guy. All right. Please do not harass, do not dox, do not try to send messages of intimidation to anyone that I review on this channel. This is pure speculation, not created based upon facts. I wasn't there. I am using people's words out of their own mouth and giving my just opinion on, okay? All right, there you go.
All right, I believe it's going.
It is.
Guys, thank you for being here. I'm going to tell you right before we got on here, got up a little bit early to talk to my buddy, and I want to introduce you to him in a second. Internet started messing up a little bit, and we were freezing up, so bear with me here. I want to introduce you to my friend. This is Mr. Jeff Morgan. How we met.
This is Jeff Morgan. If you guys remember a while back, we reviewed the video. He put a video out talking about Eric Carroll, and he also then, and he says it in this video, that he contacted the West Virginia police to be like a character, give a character statement for Mr. Eric Carroll. It's not like the West Virginia police are like, give me all your character statements because that's going to make sure if we have an investigation of fraud or not. Okay, like, all right, dude, like, I get it. It's your guy. It's your friend. It's your buddy. We all have them. They stand beside us if we do shit, if we do good, whatever, right? And that's a good friend. let me make something clear. Eric, this isn't personal. This is about what was done on a public platform. I'm open for conversation. I'm open to see what you have to say. That's why we tune in. We want to know. But when you get up here and talk word salad, then it gets people frustrated. When you have guy to the right, no disrespect, Jeff, but Jeff, you derailed. You're not a podcaster, sir. People that are used to the content, that watch the content, you get to the point. You don't derail the dude. And that, in my opinion, from my observation, that's what you did. Okay, I don't know if you are a clinician in psychology. I don't know if you're a bookkeeper, a bookie. I don't know what the fuck you are in life, okay? I really don't. But trying to like, well, we need to slow it down. We need to listen. He's not a child. He's a grown man, experienced podcaster. He tells us that's what he's did most of his life. Let him podcast. Okay. Anyways, that's my thought. That's who this guy is, Leesky. The long version.
I'll go into that at a different time. I'm just saying how we met was coincidence. It was crazy. And it was Washington, D.C. When was it? 2020, right before COVID hit.
Yep, 2020,
And,
2021, I think. Yeah.
Since then, we've been all over the country together. And it's been a challenging time. I felt like I had very few people I could really confide in. And this man right here, and Mr. Mark Esquivel, which y'all know Mark, there was times I felt like I couldn't stand guys. And these guys.
I wonder how Betty felt. I wonder if she thought anyone coming around that wanted to support her and they just made a simple phone call, if that phone was going to start recording her. I wonder. The three that had never been out of the holler away from their family and they were put into a situation of being separated, how they felt. If they felt like anybody was there to support them. I wonder. I don't know.
Guys are the ones that picked me up. So I love you, brother, and thank you.
Hey, God bless you, man. Love you too.
This moment right here, I've been trying to do for the past 2 weeks, guys. Morning, day, and night. And I used to be so much better at this before all this. I could just do this in one take. And I thought this was the moment I was waiting for. Like, finally, you know. And I'm going to tell you, the trauma is serious. And it's one of the reasons I got Jeff on here, and it's why we're going live. After so long of being told you can't talk, when I would finally get it, it was like I had to try to get it all out at once, and I don't want to do that.
The big question is, who was telling you you couldn't talk? Was it an attorney? Was it a family member? Was it APS? Was it the judge? Because you could simply say this. My attorney has advised me not to speak. My attorney has not advised me not to speak. My attorney has told me to shut my mouth. Okay, or how about this? Ding, 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 ding. Since you're paying said attorney, allegedly, from rumor has it, could you write something up stating that Eric Carroll would love to come out and tell you his side of the story, but at this time, it would not be in his best interests. Sincerely, Mr. Attorney. That would be good, right? So since you're kind of word salading it, that leaves us room for speculation. See how that leaves room for speculation, sir? I'm here to help you. I'm the help today. I'm the help channel. Tomorrow, not the help channel. But today, I'm the help channel. Okay? And that's the joke. All right?
You guys, I really don't. That's not what I'm here for. I do believe there is going to be a time where I want the world to know what this put me through. Because you guys have no clue what this put me through. The pain and the torture.
And I'm going to be honest with you. I could, I'm not a fan, but I can imagine on a level that there was some messages that came through. He got some messages, some email, some all of the things that content creators that are looked upon as controversial that get. Would you like me to go through my email with you? I have been told to jump off of a bridge. I have been told to slice my own wrist, that you can, go and get those things at the Dollar General. That's like a common thing that people like to tell content creators. You can buy a razor for $1 at the Dollar General. That's tossed around so much to content creators, it'll make you puke. All right. Why don't you cut your own head off? Why don't you shut your mouth? Why don't you stick something in your mouth and blow your brains out? A GUN. Oh, yeah. Okay, just because I am looked at as controversial. Okay, people don't like what I have to say. People don't like the things that come out of my mouth because it's not riding with the regular outlook on life sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And that's okay. But if they have a right to their opinion, we have a right to our opinion. That's the way the world is. That's the way the cookie crumbles. All right, but I can understand it. So I would here's my thing. Here, I'm doing the help channel again. My suggestion to you, Mr. Eric Carroll, is seek therapy. Let them know what you do, that you do podcasting. You're in a controversial situation, and they will help you navigate your emotions. And those little upset little emojis that people leave in your little video, it's not going to hit so hard. But I would expect you to be experienced because you said you are an experienced podcaster. You talk about controversial shit already. You talk about mothers that they don't do a good job raising children if they are single. That's what you said in one of your, and you're going to tell me that no mother, no mama bear said, well, that dirty, rotten SOB, let me give him a taste. Okay. I wanted to tell you, I tell you about it all the time. Okay. So come on, man. Seek some therapy. I wonder how the Whitaker family's feeling about all this. I don't know. Since they were the ones sitting on the porch and people just showed up with the camera and put them all over social media. I don't know.
I saw just about everything that came out was false. And at any point in time, I had the documents and stuff that I could show you, and I'm not able to because I've got limits put on me. I'm led to believe you can't do this.
I am.
And I went above and beyond to make sure a fiasco like this did not happen. Really quick, I was telling you about this just before we get going, and I feel led to do this.
Can I ask you exactly what steps you put into place? Because you just said, now, yeah, I'm stopping every word, because the words that come out of your mouth, Mr. Eric Carroll, are very important, and we're going to listen to what you're saying. It doesn't matter anything. The words matter, okay? So, what steps did you put into place to make sure this didn't happen? We seen this little short, little unsigned contract. I didn't see his signature on it. Did you guys see it? He shows it. I didn't see his signature on it. In the contract, it doesn't say an NDA. Okay, I didn't. Did y'all see an NDA with the Patrick, the Whitakers, him? Interesting, isn't it?
I try to stay away from the comments, especially right now and or for the last 10 months until people know what actually happened. It's, you know, you can't keep people from talking about it, especially.
No, you can't keep people from talking about it because you brought it to social media and you needed their support. You needed their support, sir.
Are you there, Jeff?
Yeah, looks like we froze up just for a moment, but looks like we're back.
Okay, I'm having a little bit of internet. Okay, bear with us, guys. Bear with us is one of the things. We're going to get through this one way or another. But you can't keep people from talking about it. And when I was told to be silent, there was went out there and talked, and it started creating a narrative, and that was very beneficial, in my opinion, to people that would have loved that to be the reality. It just wasn't. It wasn't. It was so far from it. And this whole thing has been unfair, but there was one comment I did see earlier, and it came from O'Rourke.
And here's that comment. So here's the comment that he's talking about. I went and found it so we could see it. Okay. And this is Meredith. This was on public. I'm not doxing her. I'm doing nothing because this is publicly on Eric Carroll's page in the messages. Okay. Just when it's dying down and things are getting back to normal after what your family and you have gone through, I'm kind of surprised that you want to stir up this horrendous bee's nest again. Well, there's that word bee's nest again. Don't use that, Meredith. That'll get you called Lady K. Okay? Easy, Meredith, with the bee's nest shit. Okay? Meredith Rorick, don't want to. I have to. What do you mean? Now, I don't know who Meredith is. Her last name is, I don't know any, I have no idea. Didn't ask, didn't look into it. Don't care. Okay, she's not about who I'm talking about. And I see what she's saying here. She's like, dude, why? Things are calming down. Creators have moved on with different content. Why now? Okay, and I see that's a legit question, Meredith. I agree, honey. You see, I moved on. I did it on Saturdays. We're just reviewing my old streams, baby. Okay, anyways, don't want to, I have to. Hopefully you understand why when I'm through, I cannot stay silent. This goes way beyond anything you or anyone else knows. Interesting. Here's what, boy, you don't want to know what I really think. Boy, oh boy, you don't really know. Man, let me. Okay, I got it. This is serious, so I got to be serious, okay? So let me go ahead and share this tab instead. We'll continue. Let me see what you guys are saying. Yes. All right, let's continue.
And it was like, after all this time, and right now it's finally went silent. Why would you, want to bring this back up? And I feel sorry for that family. This is the last thing I want to do. One of the reasons this has been so hard is I don't want to bring it back up. I don't want to stir that hornet's nest back up, but I've got to get this out. And I've been waiting a long time to be able to do this. I still have limitations. I can't talk about what goes in court. Not that that would really give you much anyway. I sit here. It's not a brag. The only person that truly knows this story inside and out. And to this day, I've never fully gotten it out. Or like, you'd think that would be important, especially in a place that you would think that's what it's for. But yeah. Where to start? I'm not going to be able to get this all out at once, guys. I'm going to do this in parts. And I promise, if you bear with me, at the end, I will connect the dots. Go ahead, Jeff. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, it's very difficult. It's you have so many competing things going on there, because you were being slandered tremendously. You were almost being like the sacrificial lamb that was being offered in the whole thing. And one of the things that you were struggling under is that you could not defend yourself.
Now, see, I don't understand that. A sacrificial, he called him, those are words, man. Mr. Jeff, you just called Eric Carroll the sacrificial lamb. Let me ask you a question, sir. Has he been arrested? Is he out on bond? There are a lot of people that have very, very tough thoughts about Patrick Rourke. Why do you think that they would have a real hard line with Patrick Rourke? He's been arrested. Some people think that when you're arrested, you're just automatically guilty. Well, they had enough evidence to arrest your ass. So, guilty to me. You don't think I don't know this to be a fact, and I'm not sticking up for Patrick. Both men done dirty shit, in my opinion. Like me or not, I don't give a shit. Both men had monetary gain written all over him when they walked into this. Why else do human people invest time, energy, and money into things? Normally, it's to gain something. Who do you think you guys are talking to? We're grown ass people. We are seasoned adults on this platform that we're watching the Whitakers. They act like they're talking to teenagers. They act like they're talking to people with no good damn common sense. If you're going to invest time, you're going to invest money, you're going to change your platform around to only do Whitaker content, you're doing it, sir. Both men, not just Eric, for monetary gain. Come on. Now, you ready to have some real conversations? As soon as you seen those views start going, you were head in. You dove in the deep end. That's what happens because you've been trying to do this for so long. I get it, Eric. I get it, man. I create content too. Okay? You go with what is making you money. I understand. But you're not ready to have these real conversations yet. Patrick isn't ready to have these real conversations yet because ego's getting in the way. They ain't real with them fucking self. They can't be real with you. Don't expect them to be real. It's going to take a decade for them to get real with themselves before they can get real with us. And I'm just here to tell you, and that's my opinion. Okay? That's my opinion. Hey, Sunnyside. Good to see you, baby. Okay, so let's continue. I'm getting all down and out of today. Lord Jesus, help me. Holy hell, I need my blood pressure pills.
And when the story is not allowed to be told, people fill in their own stories. They fill in their own blanks. And usually it's in a manner that's worse than it would be by far. So by the people also adding things to it, that was making things even more difficult to you. It was so difficult even for me, and I wasn't in your spot, just to see the stuff that you were going through. And I know that other people felt the same way. I know I had a number of people that reached out to me did whatever I could to support you just to try to keep you going and everything. But when you suffer those things, you suffer them by yourself. And some people may understand.
And let me tell you something. A lady that lived in the holler, that did what she could with the tools that she was given, that did not graduate high school, that had 3 family members that were disabled, that she made a promise to keep in the home. She made that promise to her family, when her mom and dad, when they died, that she would keep them together. Did the best she could. She was just living in the holler, and all of a sudden this happens. And you don't think that she went through emotional turmoil? You don't think that she had bad thoughts? You don't think that she needed to be, could have been potentially put on some medication? You don't think that she's not depressed? You don't think that she isn't laying around wishing to see her family? She can't see her family, assholes. People may not like the way Betty took care of her family. People may not like the living conditions of that family, but I'm going to goddamn guarantee you she loved that family, because that's all she ever had was family. Let me ask you a question, Mr. Eric Carroll. Are you at home with your wife? Are you get to see your family? Betty doesn't get to see her family. I'm not putting the blame on you, Eric Carroll. All of it is like a big bowl of chili. You need all the ingredients to make it, don't you? You need the green bean, you need the chili beans, you need the meat, the sauce, the whatever you use in your chili, the onions, the green peppers, chili beans, all of the things to make it happen, right? You're not the sole shit face in this. I'm just going to tell you, not in my point of view.
Some of the trauma that you go through, but it was very severe. And I'm glad that you're back. And Eric, I would just say this: take it a step at a time. I've seen a lot of these things. You don't have to.
Can you get a little bit more specific about your trauma? Since you want to keep saying trauma, 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 can you get a little bit more specific about the trauma? I'm not saying you didn't experience any. I know that social media can rip you to shreds. But be more specific.
Do everything all at once, like you said, but you can start. And fortunately as well, you've got a lot of people here that love you and have prayed for you too, and that have been standing by you. They've seen some of the things, but many people here have also stood by you. I've received messages, and other people have as well.
That's true.
So you're in a community that also supports and loves you at the same time. I think it's very wise, though, that you are not putting in the comments right now, because, one comment could almost derail you again. Just think, tell your story the best that you can. Doesn't have to all come out at once, but we need to see Eric Carroll back again as well. There's many people that want to see you back, see Dad talk back. The work that you were doing was very great, and what you were doing up where you were was tremendous too. It was.
Now, I don't want any rumors to be started that I'm blaming all this on Eric Carroll. I'm not. Like I said, it takes there was players in this. All right, there were players in this, but honesty and transparency. If you get brave enough just to be honest and transparent, people respect the hell out of that. People respect honesty, dignity, and transparency. Whenever you come out and you word salad everything to certain people, certain viewers, like myself, that looks like you're trying to hide something. Okay? Honesty, no matter if it's bad, as long as it's honest, people respect it. I respect the hell out of that shit. Because then I know, okay? There's no room for speculation.
Motivated out of a pure motive. Of course, people will say, well, he was just making money off of them. There was an aspect of that. Of course you were doing it. You can't just keep giving and giving and giving and have nothing. You were providing for your family.
Can someone please see if that is actually Patrick's YouTube? One of my mods is Sunnyside in here. She knows how to do it. Because if it's not, would you please be so kind? I don't know if he hasn't said anything, but we'll just want to make an announcement that it isn't him. I can check real quick. Because me and Patrick don't get along, and I know we ain't going to be up over here. Okay. I'm going to tell you that now. Me and Patrick ain't friends. All right. Until he makes Susan Says So make an apology for saying that I'm somebody I wasn't and put that woman through hell that has medical conditions and all of the things. Until that happens, he can jump up. He can fucking piss off a tree. Patrick, I'm pissed. Okay, I'm going to drop a link. Get your ass up here because you need to fucking talk to me. I'm pissed. Talking about you whenever you fucking said, I'm mad at you, Lady K. Well, guess what? I'm pissed off at you now, Patrick. Get your ass up here. You know how to fucking hit a link. And if it's not him, the person will go. Sunnyside, will you follow that name real quick for me?
Providing a service, and you were not doing it with the way that some other people were. You went above and beyond, and I think that, just tell your story, get it out. Doesn't have to be all at one time, but again, remember, you're with a community that supports you, that loves you, that understands a lot of these things. And unfortunately, you had a lot of talk against you that had no, wasn't really in accordance with the truth.
All right, thanks, Sunnyside.
I'll tell you what.
And he knows how to text me. If it's him, he'll text me. Let me see if I have a text. Nope, no text. Okay. So, Sunnyside, will you block him? Not time him out, just block him. Because he done lied. Patrick O'Rourke knows how to get a hold of me.
But Jeff, thank you for that, and I agree. I understand.
Text me then.
You haven't been able to see stuff, how people can come up to other conclusions. That kind of gives me a good place on where to start. For anybody that thought that's what I wanted, the piece that I'm going to start with tonight should be the egg in the face that I've wanted to show the whole time. If at any point in time I wanted that, we'll get there. This is one I want to start with. I'd be completely fine showing you guys this whole thing. It's peanut butter and jelly, plain Jane, but it's got other people's names in it, so I'm going to respect confidentiality. But this is a copy of the contract.
Yeah, I don't have one.
The reason I want people to see that, you can pause.
I don't have a text, and he knows how to get a hold of me. He knows how to text me. We have each other's numbers. You can go ahead and block him, and if we have to unblock him, Sunnyside, we can. And I appreciate you, Sunnyside. I didn't mean to disturb you for what you're doing in the house, honey. Thank you so much, hon. Thank you to the moderators that taken their time out of their day. This is not a paid position, and sometimes it gets hairy around here. Shout out to the mods.
I'll screenshot it. You can see it. I wanted people to see what my responsibilities was in this, like what I was supposed to be doing. And I think this would be a good place to start. Number one was creation of channels on all platforms other Whitaker family name. When I made this contract, one of the things I was trying to do, Jeff, was to put some safeguards in.
Mm-hmm.
Do the right thing even when nobody's looking and even when nobody's telling you to.
Right.
It's all for years how people have made content about them, calling the inbreds, sensationalizing this thing. There are still people to this day. That's how they're going to refer to them. I mean, disgusting human beings. It's just what it is. And they made a lot of money on this. That family didn't profit from that one bit whatsoever. Not
Damn it. Damn it. April 1st, 2016, but it has no content at all. From the beginning. Okay, well, like I said, if he texts me and says it's him, then he can, I know how to, I can, just because they're blocked doesn't mean I can't unblock them. But Patrick knows how to get a hold of me. And I'm going to tell you what, I wouldn't let, matter of fact, unless he's going to come up here and denounce Susan Says So and her bullshit. Here, kitty, she could piss off. Okay? I'm just saying. How you doing, Elizabeth? How you like that stream last night? So he say, let's go back 10 seconds. I won't get distracted anymore, I promise. Do my best anyway.
They made a lot of money on this. That family didn't profit from that.
So are you ready to show us how much money the social media channels that you created made? Are you ready to show some transparency? You ready to go back into the analytics of every single social media platform that you created and show us the money so we can see exactly how much money that was made off of the backs of the Whitakers? Can you answer that question? Second question. The Whitakers didn't profit but $1,000 plus their family removed from their home. From this situation. Wow. Think about that, people. White Underbelly went there year after year. Okay. Made books about it. All of the things. And about the same damn condition that they are now. Okay. Not one time did APS come out there and say, nope, gotta go. This situation happens. Money's made again. $1,000 in what, I guess, gift cards. Okay, was given to the family and the family removed from the home. What happened here? I want to ask you, Mr. Carroll, what do you think was the positives that happened? Do you really think that you did a good job by APS removing them? Or were there other things that could have happened to keep the family together with some support from people that are professionals? Could you maybe went that? I have so many effing questions right now. Do you think that you had everything that you said that you had in place did not ever require professional people? There wasn't any in-home care being done. There wasn't any immediate doctor visits to do a checkup since you thought they were in such dire fucking strait. Oh God, they're in dire fucking strait. Okay, let's all get them all medical checkups. But let's keep in mind, they were all on daily prescriptions. They have to get a prescription from a who? From a where? From a who? From a where? From a doctor's, from a pharmacy. Right? Doctors just don't prescribe medication anymore, just willy fucking nilly. You have to go in and you have to be seen. Some of them have had previous heart attacks. That means that they're on a medication. Some of us have been treated in the hospital because they've had heart attacks. Am I telling you the truth over here? Am I lying? So apparently there were doctors on board. If you were so concerned about their physical condition, instead of calling the APS like you admitted you did, why could you not go get them seek some help? If you're out here doing God's work, why wasn't that the first step you made? And that's just the question. I'm not trying. I mean, I'm a loud person, so you got to get over it. My voice carries. I'm a loud person. My microphone's on. I'm a hot mic. Okay, but really, let's have a conversation about that. Why did you not go that route? There could be a legitimate reason for it, and I don't know it.
One bit whatsoever. Not only that, on top of it, they had their image put out in public, and they were being trashed.
Mm-hmm.
And it was already sad enough because we will never know what that family went through growing up. There's none of us will ever know. And I just don't know how people can even have the heart to do that to someone who's already going through challenges like that. I really don't. Yeah. But I wanted that to quit. That with the inbred. Not just that. But again, there was so many people. And listen, I want to get this out of the way really quick. When I talk about other content creators, I am not talking about Mark Laida of Soft White Underbelly. Unless I say something about him specifically, I'm not referring to him. I think what he was doing was a good thing, and I hate what happened to him. But one of the reasons that was put in there specifically, creation of channels on all platforms under the Whitaker family name. There's things that happen. Before we get done with this, Jeff, I could drop dead. You could. Or we could suffer something could go on in the family, and there might be some reason that I'm not able to continue this. But because I'm not able to continue this, is it really fair to that family that's asking me to get involved in this for them to just lose it completely? I wanted to do this. When I first got started, Patrick was already doing content with the family, and this had been going on for a while. I don't know what that prior arrangement was.
Actually, it had been going on. I have my calendar put away, though, but actually the content started in late April. Okay, is whenever it started. And then he signed the contract June the 20th. There was a contract signed with Eric and other parties on June the 20th. I showed the contract last night on a private stream. The guy over on Facebook showed the contract, and if you look at it, it went through via email on June the 20th. Okay. I will edit certain things out of that contract and show it, but last night, if you were here for a private stream for a few people that I invited, then you've seen it, okay? It was already been shown in all its glory over on Facebook. I did not violate any type of thing that it's already been out there. So I just reshowed it. But I'd had it for a long time, but I made a promise I wouldn't show it. But those bets are off because Patrick Rourke put Susan Says So up to some bullshit because I wouldn't run a narrative for him.
But they was already doing it, and that content was going on Patrick Rourke Facebook. I wanted them to be able to have their thing. As I told them in the beginning, nobody's tuning in to watch you or me. They've watched this family for years. They love them. People are connected to each one of them in a different way for various reasons. And, you know, I just hated seeing how they've been treated. So if at any point in time I can't continue this or you can't continue this, they should be able to have their.
Looking back on it now, Mr. Carroll, are you happy with the way that things have happened now? Or does it sit good with your soul? Is that why you're having some traumatic episodes in your life, mentally, in your mind? Are you suffering from anxiety or anything like that? Because you're not, which would make I'm asking you genuinely, like that would make perfect effing sense to me. If you're really struggling by the outcome of this, then please just say it. Be honest and be real. If you're really struggling because of the outcome, and don't double down on the outcome. Don't double down and defend yourself. You need to be vulnerable. But I think you won't do that because you're afraid that it looks like you're admitting to doing wrong and you're going to be held accountable in a court of law. Listen, buddy, if the courts are going to court. The courts are going to court. If they have enough evidence, they're going to come and do what they're going to do. Coming up here and being vulnerable to the audience that you provided Whitaker content to and took monetary gain off of them, even on this channel right here, you are getting super chats, memberships, all of the things, then you need to tell us the truth.
Platform. And if you go back, there was a Whitaker family Facebook, there was a Whitaker family YouTube, there was a Whitaker family TikTok. And that's why.
Oh, Beast, thank you, honey. Don't you worry about it. I know you're busy.
Number 2, supervision of all operations.
Listen, Beast, don't you be doing nothing. You're fine, girl. Like, you stay focused on you. I know you're busy.
Ensuring all opportunities are accepted. Meaning, wanted to make sure
he very
nothing
well
like this
could
ever
be.
happened again.
But listen, that makes perfect sense, wouldn't it?
First got asked to help.
Listen, that's normal human feeling, though, wouldn't it be? Wouldn't it be a normal human feeling, cool, Rock and Loretta, if he was feeling fucking guilty? That makes this more understandable, but he won't say that for some reason. Like, listen, if you can come out here and say that you got the trauma and you got the this and you got the that and life, just say that you feel guilty. That doesn't mean you're guilty in the court of law. But you need, come and talk with me, buddy, okay? Because we can get through this with the community. Go talk to Creepalacha. He'll help you get through this. Okay? Because maybe but the problem may be because like Patrick comes out as a bully, as a hard nose, as a something, and behind the scenes, that's just not who he is. You know, me and Patrick aren't seeing eye to eye. Okay, and he says things and it comes out the ways that he doesn't really mean it. And also, his badass attitude is a huge defense mechanism for him. A huge, I mean, we live in the real world, people. We're seasoned adults over here. We have people like that in our real life. They act like a badass because that's how they protect their heart. Mr. Carroll here, in my opinion, I'm not a psychologist, I'm just a seasoned adult, fucking many years on this goddamn planet. Okay, for me, he's not using what he's trying to walk around it because he's afraid if he says, I feel guilty as shit. I feel guilty. I fucked up. That's hard for some people to admit.
I noticed right away there was a GoFundMe. I don't know how familiar you are with everything on this, Jeff. I know you know, like when I was involved, but years ago, prior to this, or me getting involved, I was a viewer and I watched them all the time. I loved watching the family. I had told my family about them.
Hey, Kato.
There was a GoFundMe that the original content creator that introduced them to the world, and that's where everybody watched them. He had a GoFundMe. He was wanting to build him a house, and I think it got over 6 figures. I want to say it was close to 150. I know it was.
But here's the deal. This really isn't about soft white underbelly. Okay, that's been sorted out. And let me tell you what he did do. Let me tell you what he did do. And there's a video out there to prove it. He got up there with all the financials and showed every single dime. Did it make Betty and the Whitaker family look in a good light? Nope. Because they nickel and dimed him to death. But the money that was supposed to build a house, they absolutely did. You can still respect and care for someone and say, you're wrong. You're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. Because you love them. You care for them. And say, you know what, that was fucked up. What you did about Larry, that was a hot mess. You should not have did that. That was wrong. But that doesn't mean it's a deal breaker on your friendship, relationship with them. Okay? This has nothing to do with them, Eric. This is all about you, friend. Don't be bringing somebody else's damn dirty laundry in and mix it in your fucking basket, my guy.
Around six figures, and around some point in time, very similar to what I've seen over the last 10 months, a content creator,
Exactly.
I guess, that
That's
was
a
like,
huge
hey, they're
difference,
popular,
hillbilly.
they're getting views and stuff. I want to be able to do that. But, you know, this guy is doing it, goes to their house. I don't know if he ever tried to reach out to Mark or not, but he shows up at their house and starts saying, hey, all this money was raised. Where's it going? Trying to make it look like that guy had did something wrong. And he asked Betty, he was like, how much of that money did Mark give you? And then Betty says, Mark didn't give us any money. Well, that wasn't true, Jeff. They had been asking on a, they had been asking on a very.
See, here's the thing. You've done enough. This story needs to be left out. Enough has been said about the Whitaker family. Enough has been taken from the Whitaker family. They are no longer the Whitaker family that lives together in the holler in Odd, West Virginia. They are not. The story has changed now, hasn't it, Mr. Carroll? Damn.
Very consistent basis for money. And he had been sending them, I think, like several thousand at a time. And he had pretty much sent them all that money.
Wow.
But this guy just went out there, started doing this. And I guess that was going to be his way. Hey, I'll do what this guy wasn't doing. You know, put down this guy so people watch me. I mean, you see that all day long on the internet. It's what people do. It's sad. But Mark was able to come back and say, that's not true. Here's the statements. And this is where I sent that. And people learned the story very quick. And then not long after that, one of the family members called him up asking for more money and told him one of the family members had died. That wasn't true. That family member was alive, but it was a way of trying to get sympathy. So he would send them some money. And so that happened. And it was a huge internet fiasco. And it did not do really well for that family.
And this was a huge internet fiasco. And it didn't do well for this family. And I'm not saying that that state of West Virginia didn't need to intervene and provide proper services for the Whitaker family. Because from my observation, Betty was overwhelmed. Betty was up in age. The disabled adults that she was taking care of were up in age and she needed help. She physically could not do it anymore. Okay, she just physically, I mean, come on, she's in her 60s, 70s, taking care of 3 adult disabled people. Okay, daily, every day, never gone on a vacation, never been out of the holler except going into town. Tiresome, could you imagine? Tiresome. And also took care of the people that's already passed in her life. Okay? Talk about overwhelmed, talk about needing a break, talking about a fucking bath with a bath salt. Come on, man. So, this is a whole mess. And look at the outcome. It's still a mess. And let me tell you, I have to disagree with that statement, Elizabeth. I don't think Eric was blindsided because of his experience on social media. And he's clearly stating he's seen what happened with soft white underbelly. He clearly stated right here that he knew what happened with soft white underbelly. So he, in my opinion, knew that there was a potential for fucking failure. And he did not put in stoppers. He did not put in little check marks to where he needed to make sure that didn't happen with him. So I'm going to have to agree with that. I'm going to have to agree with that. Or I'm sorry. I'm going to have to disagree with that. I can't agree with you on that. When someone comes out here and says that they're experienced, they know social media, they have he says that he has over 1 million subscribers somewhere, I don't know where, then that tells me that you're experienced how social media works. I only have 8,000 subscribers and I get it. You know what I mean? But you can voice your opinion. Just don't think you can't, but I can't agree with that one. I don't think he was blindsided. I think that he knew that there was a potential for something to happen. I don't think he knew what, okay, because you can't foresee the future. But, it's like crossing a train track. You know that there's a potential train coming. Do you just have it? Just look both ways before you cross, don't you? I do whenever I drive across a train track. Even if the things aren't down, I look. Hell, the motherfucker might be broke. Shit.
Yeah, I felt for Mark in that time. This is a guy that went and raised that money and used his platform to raise that. He was wanting to get him a house. And the way he said it, from best of my recollection, is like that when they would ask him for money, he had that money there and he was raising it to get them the house. But if they're saying they need that money, he didn't feel right not sending them the money because it was for them. And so he had sent it. But at that point in time,
okay, so you're not okay. So she's clear. Elizabeth's clever. No, none of that. Not social media things. No, I'm speaking on the ground, in person, face to face things. That was not something you'd expect. Got you. Okay, got you. Which, yeah, that makes sense because you really don't know until you're somewhere. Yeah, I get that. Okay, I feel you.
When he gets this content creator that's there for whatever reasons, and goes and puts this out there and stirs this up, he's able to go on his platform and say, that's not true. Look, here's the evidence. Well, here's something, this is where I kind of over explain and get off topic, but I want to make this point. I had that same thing, Jeff. I had the statement. I had everything sitting here that I could do that. I was told I couldn't. And 10 months is a long time for people to be able to.
I want to ask Elizabeth, because me and Elizabeth did a lot of streams together. Elizabeth, have you seen this part where he yanks out the the APS stuff? Have you seen this, Elizabeth? Have you seen it? Girl. And the way he tells his story, girl. About the girl, I was tripping. I was screaming last night in my private stream. I was screaming. I was like, say it. I was like, you better fucking say the truth. I was tripping. Girl.
Say whatever they want to say, especially people that have no idea what they're freaking talking about.
Well, I think it goes even further than that.
I got
because
you.
It's not just that you couldn't say anything, but you were actually suffering financial harm. You were suffering mental abuse. You were being slandered. You had the impact that was hitting upon you, upon your family. I mean, these things can be devastating. And you were under the impression, and probably rightly so. I mean, I just said, I remember talking with Eric. I said, just let somebody else talk. I mean, because no matter what you would have done, it could have come across the wrong way, and somebody would have manipulated it to come across the wrong way. I mean, all I just tried to do was say, no, I don't believe a word of it. I already knew who you were. I mean, I did what I could to try to put it out. I even called I think I called the police or something up there on your behalf or something. Yeah, it did something. I don't remember what it was. When I did my video, I actually called them up and just said the whole thing, because I think they were trying to charge you with some type of crime or something.
There's a lot of misconceptions on that, but yes,
yes,
I understand
Kato.
what you're saying.
Yeah, but I just said, no, I said, he's not, this is not, you're looking at the wrong person.
This is one of the egregious things that happened. I got listed as a suspect.
That's right. Yeah.
That was never.
I could agree with that. Was
Right.
Virginia Fairy
Guys,
Dust? Listen, I would have to agree with that. Honestly, I would have to agree with that, because you don't know. Like, if you're not from an area, things move differently. Like, if I couldn't drop Hillbilly in the city of Chicago and tell her to commute back to my house in Chicago in the next half hour, it would take her a half hour to learn the damn system. Okay, even she would be afraid to ask, because I've talked to Hillbilly off the app, and I'm not trying to embarrass her. I'm not saying she's ignorant. I'm not saying none of that. But being dropped off in an area you're not familiar with, first you just kind of got to get your feet under you and be like, okay, where am I at? How does the things go? And I know that odd West Virginia is completely different, but I'm saying it's completely different in that certain areas of this country, how you move, how you speak. Okay, and I'm not saying anything disrespectful about Hillbilly, but at first it would be like a shock to her, being all of the buses, all of the traffic, all of the horns, all of the stuff going on. You stick me in the middle of the backwoods in the middle of the dark time with no flashlight, I'm fucked up. Okay? even though I was born and raised in the country, but I've been a city girl for a very long time. Okay? I would be like, what the hell? Every noise would scare the shit out of me. Where she would feel probably completely safe. Okay? So you got to learn the language. You got to learn the lingo. You got to learn how people move. People move slower than people up in the metropolitan area. They move quick. Okay, they don't have time for bullshit. Where southern part of the states, people are like just the easy breezy, and that's more like my kind of living now that I'm old. But I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to be rude. So hillbilly, don't think that I was being rude, because honey, I wasn't.
They know this. Give me the time. I'm gonna get it out. I'm telling you, you thought the story was crazy before. Patrick, Whitakers, they don't know this. They don't. And it's been convenient. You, the ones in the comments or wherever you are, stirring up and putting the alternate stories. It's been convenient for the ones. You're upset at the wrong person. Anyway.
So I do remember, Eric, that when you...
The other thing...
Now, here's the thing I'm thinking. Okay. She said, yeah, because we got bears in these backwoods, right? I'd be scared to death. I feel safer in the backwoods too. We'll be like, hell with me. Honey. Listen, the other night I had to get out of my vehicle because I dropped my phone and it went under the seat, and I was in the country, like way deep, nothing around. And it was on the highway, but I pulled over and I was like, oh my God, it's so dark out here. And I was in my car with a running vehicle. I was like, let me get the hell up out of here, honey. Okay, so yeah, I get it. I totally get it. But let me go back 10 so I can remember my thought. 10 seconds.
Stories. It's been convenient for the ones. You're upset at the wrong person. Anyway.
So I do remember, Eric, that when you...
The other thing... Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, I remember when we talked beforehand, before you went up there. I mean, it was your desire to not even be on the camera at all.
I don't think he was, Elizabeth.
No, completely off the
camera. I wanted nothing to do with it.
Wanted nothing to do with it. You just wanted to be behind the scenes, working to help them. You did not want your face on the camera at all. And a couple of times you had to, and then it became a little bit more frequent. But yeah, I mean, you did not want your face to be there. And not like some of the people that may have been glory hounds. I don't know all of the...
So basically what he said in his contract, that he was only going to create and give out the assignments to the people, right? That's what's in the contract. So he was supposed to get a third of that. A third goes to him, a third goes to Patrick, and a third to the Whitakers. Tell me if that's fair to you. Okay, wow. It says, hypothetically, what if Eric was a pawn in the game and he was not ready for that with the state of West Virginia? I don't think that I don't like, how deep are you saying though, Elizabeth? Like they contacted Eric and had Eric contact Patrick. I like the whole damn thing was a setup. I am not writing out that. But what I am thinking that the way in now I could be completely off base. This is not a fact channel. Okay. This is a conspiracy channel. We chat, we talk, we come up with ideas until we are proven wrong. Then we come back. We're like, oh, that wasn't true. Our conspiracy has been voided. What I think could have potentially happened was he trusted APS. And APS says, oh, no, just give us what you got. We need the evidence. Show us what you got. We're going to protect you, Mr. Eric Carroll. And they didn't. Now, he's the front guy for what APS did, why the caseworkers' names have never been mentioned. Their address hasn't been doxxed. Their children haven't been harassed. Their wife hasn't, or husband hasn't been harassed. Their name isn't plastered all over social media with memes and shit like da-da-da-da-da-da. All the things, right? They didn't keep their word to him, and that's why he's pissed. Now, that's my opinion by the little catchy things that I've caught during this stream. I could be completely wrong. Do not take that as a fact. That's my observation. Okay?
The story, you knew the story much better than I did, but I know you were suffering a lot at that time.
I was burned out from dad talk.
Right.
And a lot of the people, that followed this, they didn't know what all had went on. And the murder cases and kids being killed and stuff like that. It messed me up, dude.
Yeah.
And like, here's this project. this guy asked me to be involved with, and I was very passionate about it. I'd watched him for years. I love taking care of people, and I knew like what needed to be done. It was easy. It's not that it was never difficult for anybody that got attached. Do the right thing, guys. People just wanted to see them prosper. Do the right thing. And it seems like that is just so hard. I'll end up on the other side of the field if we keep going. I'm going to try to keep myself in.
Yeah, like I said, Eric, just you know,
I got there's a reason I'm putting this out.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, just keep it. You don't have to say everything tonight. You know, it is you know, and to some degree, I mean, this is a healing experience for you right now, because you have not really done much of anything. I've watched you behind the scenes and everything. I know how difficult it's been. So take the time. Yeah.
So my question is, since he was already like stressed out or whatever with the Dad Talk podcast show that he has and all the things that he were doing behind the scenes, and he was already to his maximum capacity mentally, then him getting himself into a viral family, not once, but twice, did he not think that would be an overload of stimulation mentally for him? I mean, I'm not asking that to be a smartass. I'm asking that seriously. Did he think that was the healthiest choice for him? Look, because he said that he watched it. He knew everything about soft white underbelly and all the things thereafter, right? So for me, was that a good choice for your mental health, sir? And looking back now, why did you decide if you were so stressed? And an honest answer.
Same people that have come and put laughing emojis and will sit there and try to twist every word, and like they just,
right.
That's who they are, and that's what their life is, and they don't know the damage that it does to other people. But I'm going to tell you, I don't care. Even my worst enemy on the face of this earth, Jeff, I would never put up with hearing someone is harassing their kids online.
And let me tell you something, Eric Carroll, we stood against that over here for you. Okay, even though that we not see eye to eye, we have all the questions. Let me tell you what, do not go to his Facebook page and make freaking comments underneath his children's pictures. Now, a little advice to you, Mr. Eric Carroll, and you know this, man. Make it to only your friends can see it. Your personal friends on a personal page. That's how serious social media can get. Okay, but because some adults can't be adults and leave your children, your wife, your mother, your sister, your brother, your aunts, your uncles, your cousins, your third of cousins, once removed cousins. Okay, they'll get a hold of everybody and want to pull them up here to say, well, remember that one time Eric took the last piece of chicken? That son of a bitch. Okay, yeah, it was during Thanksgiving dinner. The son of a bitch didn't share the last piece of chicken with nobody. Told you he's a dirty son of a bitch. Okay, no, that's how they do you. So, dude, don't be sharing. That's just the word, you know. But hey, be adults and leave children alone. Children cannot defend themselves. They aren't putting themselves in the spotlight. And you bitches and dicks go over there and mess with children. Don't do that. That tells me more about who you are than anything that these people can do. Leave children alone.
Personal information out there. I mean, so much crap. And there was people that knew this was going to happen. Yeah. They knew it was going to happen and said it would not happen. I'm telling you. Yeah. And that's like, but we're a bit from getting to that part. Yeah. I've got anybody that ever questioned my motives, my involvement, what I wanted out of the family. I've got probably one of the most important pieces I'm going to drop on you tonight that you haven't seen. Not really any way to deny it. And I want to get there first, and then we'll get to some of this other stuff. Now, some of the other stuff is probably going to be more shocking and stuff to everybody else. This is one of the more important parts right here, because for all of that time, I had to sit here and, be silent.
Let me tell you what would be a bad thing. If somebody, just say somebody's a content creator or a celebrity, and people harass their children till they unalive themselves, that blood's on you. That blood is on you, and you need to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. You don't know that child. You don't know where that child sits and mentally. And if somebody hurts themselves, that is a minor, because you have went over there and said nasty fucking things to them because you don't like their mammy and pappy, you better be held accountable to the fullest extent of the law. And if you happen to live in the state of Florida and it's a minor and you do bad things to them, they don't like that kindly around here. They have what we call the death penalty. Okay, go on and mess around with kids around here. Go on if you want. Okay. And I'll be right there to march up and down the road. Get them.
Wanted to be out there doing what I was doing before. I didn't do anything wrong here.
Mhm.
And I feel like I've been a patsy. I feel like I've been a patsy, thrown to the wolves.
And that's why he says that. I think it has to do with the APS. I think that we got your back, Mr. Carroll. We got you covered, Mr. Carroll. Now, I don't know this to be true. I don't talk to APS. I have no fucking idea who they are, right? But I think they juiced him up. He trusted them, and they threw him out to the wolves, and they did. So is there a lawsuit coming with APS? I don't know.
3, guiding Patrick Rourke by indicating tasks that needed to be done. A lot of what I've told you guys before, you've heard it. I've said it several times, and I'm not going to go back through it. When we first met,
Okay, DMJ, thank you.
interview.
Have a safe trip.
We
getting
did that
him.
interview. But when he was on here, he got on the platform like you are with me right now, Jeff. And he was like, hey, what is this? You know, I showed him around the studio. There was somebody else with him. There's names I can't mention, guys. But there was somebody that was with him. And I was interviewing him to find out, like, hey, why are you doing this? You know, what's going on? And then he started asking me questions about the other platforms and stuff like that and how I've operated. And I told him, he was like, I don't know how to do any of this. He was like, you know, I moved here not long ago. They're my neighbors. And he said, I know, you know, they were popular on the internet. We started doing these videos, but he said, I don't know how to do any of what you're doing. He was like, would you help me? And at that point in time, I was probably on way longer of a hiatus than I needed to be on Dad Talk. I was having a hard time getting back. And it was one of those things. It's like, I can do.
We were having a hard time getting back making content or having a hard time getting viewership back. Which one was it?
This. I can be off camera. I'm in Georgia. He's in West Virginia. He's a next door neighbor. So this can be the camera guy. You know, I can kind of be the guy behind the scenes for the most part. And I knew, like, people love this family. Do the right thing. They'll be taken care of. But I still have this. I've got the kids and everything at home, and I've got other responsibilities. I was the only one that had a job and things outside of this that I had to take care of. Patrick didn't work. And at the time I met him, he was broke. And so, and I told him, I said, I will show you how to do it. It took me.
Didn't you come to social media and say you came here with $100 in your pocket and a couple, like the shirt on your back, and then it came to 2 outfits, then 3 outfits, and then you were doing laundry every other day type of thing. But you said, it was continuously said that you came with $100 in your pocket. Okay, I mean, that ain't too far from being broke.
Years to teach myself how to do this. People think this content creation stuff is easy. And you've seen me in action when we're out in the field and what it's really like. It's some of the hardest work I've ever done.
Yeah,
like, I will show
good
you.
thought,
I'll
Mary.
tell you what to do, but you're going to have to do some of the work. He was okay with that. But guys, that was it. That was my responsibilities with this project. Run through them again really quickly. Those 3: creation of channels on all platforms under the Whitaker family name. Check. Supervision of all operations, ensuring all opportunities are accepted. I never fully explained that one. You got Facebook, Instagram, owned by the same company, but the algorithms are different. Monetization is different. They have different bonuses. When I first reached out and found out, hey, there's a GoFundMe. And when he asked me to be involved, I was like, yes, but I was like, I got something I got to say here. I was like, I will not be involved if there's a GoFundMe. That's what happened last time. I'm like, that's where things fall south. It's always going to be about money. And I'm like, I am not even trying to touch that. And that's why there was never GoFundMe that was being mentioned, but they did have one previous.
So Creepalach has a good question in here. Why did you start a contract if you were helping them out of the kindness of your heart? And even then, why did you expect 5 family members to only split a third? Who came up with that split and how was it decided? That's my question.
Before my involvement. And I think even like a month or so later, I don't know that it got taken down. But it never really did anything. I think it got like $200, but I was like, I'm not going to be a part of that. You should be able on these channels. People love this family. Treat them right. Nobody's going to be calling them the inbreds. You know, treat them like human beings, like they should be, and love them. And people will tune in and watch, and you should be able to take care of their needs. The only thing that I thought like we might need some outside help to get involved is building a house. I mean, you're looking into hundreds of thousands of dollars to construct a house. And that was the whole reason of me trying to reach out to nonprofits and the Amish, you know, that I would later reach out to. But wanted to further explain. And then the last one got.
To be honest with you, there was some accusations that were made that were heavy. I'm just going to leave it at that.
And Patrick Rourke by indicating tasks that needed to be done. I say this because you see what's not on here? Trips to West Virginia, taking to go get protective orders, buying medicine, taken to the bathroom, helping with showers, getting clothes, taken to the doctor. I mean, I could go on and on and on, guys. Anytime you saw me doing that, it was out
Yep.
because I wanted to. I didn't get paid any extra money. Actually, when I left this desk right here in Georgia, it was an expense to be able to go and do those things. So when I was doing that, it was because I wanted to. And it was something, Jeff, the people that actually know me know that's what I've done. It's just, and I don't want to think that that's anything special. I think that's what you should do as a human being.
I
Really should.
mean,
So far with the contract, from what you were just reading,
Yep.
you have these three things in control, and it doesn't say.
so let me get here. Says he was in the standard rehabilitations tour. He knows how to smooth the ignorant and fast talk his story. Nobody with $100 to their name leaves the wife and kids, goes do charity work. I could agree with that statement. Mary says, I mean, calendar lady stretched a bit far at times, but she damn well knows what she shows. I think that's what it says because my little thing's cut off. What shows? No disrespect to anybody. I am not. Listen, here's what me reviewing this is not taking a dig at anybody and their content. Everyone that made content about the people that made content off the Whitakers had good, valid points. We don't see eye to eye when some of us do not get along, and that's okay. I will not disrespect other people's creations. That's the way that they think, and they have a right to think that. Now, I've said many a times, I've apologized profusely for calling them HCs. Okay? I got to watch what I say because I'm on Facebook. They don't accept my apology, and I'm not going down that path. I hope the best for everybody on YouTube and across social media. I'm not going to be drug into it at all. It's just not going to. So there you go.
Make Eric Carroll great. It talks about helping. I mean, it's designed to further improve the lives for the Whitakers. And of course, there was Patrick had his part as well, but it was designed, and the contract was more an obligation on your part to their benefit. I'm not saying you didn't have something in there, but I mean, the things that you've talked about so far have not been to make you some famous guy or something like that, but it was to focus on others. And I think that that's the part where when you do things with a good heart and a good will and good intent, and then you start being slandered over that, and it gets turned, that can be very difficult at times. But I just wanted to just bring that back into play here, because talk about some of these areas, but I mean, basically it was designed to.
Can we see the messages about how you've hit the mother load?
Help the
Creepalacha.
people out there.
Yes. I mean, dude, you gotta have something wrong with you to want fame. I understand there's people that think they want attention and stuff like that. You really go truly look at people that's famous. Most of them are miserable. I mean, miserable. I don't want that. I'd already had my time on camera and everything, and I wasn't even using that much anymore. I'm perfectly fine being here in the country where no one else is around, sitting in my shorts, barefooted with my shirt off with my wife, and not being around anybody. It's not my thing.
It was a disruption and an inconvenience to your life to do the things that you were doing. And not only that, and I'm not going to put it, just it was a disruption, it was an inconvenience, but you were sacrificing, and your family sacrificed as well. I mean,
Tina, she had to hold the fort down every.
This part right here rubbed me the completely wrong way. So I'm sorry. This right here, this whole little, what this Jeff guy's saying, and this rubbed me completely the wrong way. I'm not going to respond on it today, okay? Because it's not going to be good. I called myself a HC today, yelled it. So my neighborhood heard, I hope, after I spilled my food. Listen, I'm not calling nobody any names. Right. I'm not calling nobody.
Every single time, man.
Tina was wonderful. You have a wonderful wife.
Amazing. But I won't. Disruption, maybe. Inconvenience, no, man. I'm going to tell you. Being there in doing that, getting that person that I had watched for all of those years
Okay.
that can't talk
Yeah.
with a bad knee, knowing all the knee problems I've had and knowing how much that must hurt. And this is like you could just see like, hey, I mean, every time, like my knee, I'm like, get this guy to the doctor, man, or get him a knee brace or like some creams, anything. Like,
He had been to the doctor. He had a knee brace and he also had cream. I seen that on one of Mark Lataya's. Now, if the family didn't keep up with the prescriptions or whatnot, then that's something that could have been addressed. Okay. Yes, runaway truth. Hurry up and catch up so you can talk with us. Oh Lord.
anything would help him.
And it
Being able
seemed,
to
even though
be
he
able-
couldn't talk, even though he couldn't talk, you could see the appreciation.
Oh,
Somebody
dude,
was taking care of him.
the first time I did that, every other time when I showed up, that's the guy that took care of my knee. Hey,
Yeah.
pulling up, you know, and it's the little things, Jeff. That was more rewarding to me than any money I will ever receive in my life.
Mhm.
And if I can't be a servant in service to people and make a difference, man, I'm lost. That's been one of the hardest things of the past 10 months. As like I went from doing that last trip, I was there for a month.
Yeah.
And people think like I just took off and went back to Georgia. You're going to learn the real story. It couldn't be more false.
Yeah. Eric, can I ask you to go off just for a moment here? Because we're talking about, it's dad talk today, right? But
Yes.
the role model.
Yeah,
of
he's
the
gonna start
dad
talking about the dad. I'm skipping through this
did that
because
other.
You ever not had what you need? Let me do what I feel led to do. Because my dad was gone all the time. Accents were much more pronounced than they are. Around the beginning of September is when that thing completely blown apart. Okay. So this wasn't a very long thing, and we're coming up on almost a year. But I have told people many times, I had 3 trips. The first 2 were planned. The third trip was originally planned, but not the third trip that I ended up taking. That trip was not planned. And what happened in the first and the second,
yeah,
I don't
where's
really
all
need to
that
go back
money?
through that. And I'm not putting a lot of focus on.
So give us
or
give us
any
a
of
time
that
frame. First trip was from when to when. Second trip, the same thing.
I think the first trip when they got
And the only reason why I skipped the across the his father stuff is, hey, I don't think his father needs to be brought into this discussion, in my opinion. I want to respect his father. I don't know his father, but his father is no longer with him. He's passed away, and for me, I respect people and their connection with their family, and I just think that was the guy on the right here. He just should have left that out of there. But that's my opinion.
the contract, and then I want to say this was like near the end of June. And
Okay.
that first trip, when he asked me to get involved, man, it was at a period in time I was struggling really bad, and I had to do everything by
Really?
budget and had
What's it
everything
say,
scheduled and planned,
Stacy?
but needed to get up there.
Stacy
Yep.
said he posted he'll be back tonight. Can you tell us what it said, Stacy? His dad's stuff had nothing to do with the me, and then right, that's why I skipped through it. It wasn't because I think his dad anything negative about his father. I'm trying to respect his father, not bring it in there. He derailed it. To me, I was like, why are you derailing this guy? Let's leave his father out of it. Right. I mean, in this situation.
I went up there for 3 days, again, out of my pocket. And I'm wanting to talk about the air conditioner that I had to buy out of nowhere. But
Yeah.
no,
Wow. Let me tell you. Oh boy. Oh boy. You didn't have to. You didn't have to. I'm sure that the Whitaker family spent many a summers with no air conditioning. Okay. And that was their lifestyle. And there are a lot of people that I know that don't have air conditioning. So, not that they don't need it, but that also comes with more bills, a higher electric bill. You know what so, Mr. Carroll, I think that maybe your mind was right, but you act like you went out and bought a $5,000 air conditioning unit, had it installed with the fucking air ducts in the ground. Stop it. Stop. Looking at it now, it's a lot of money, right? Because you didn't really get paid for all the time invested because it went downhill real fast, as you say, in my opinion. Now, if you would have got fully reimbursed plus your third, you would be like, I'd buy 6 air conditioners for you, buddy. Let me on in with my camera. Now I'm just being an asshole. Let me stop.
That's so that was around 3 days. I want to say that was near the end of June, Jeff. And then with my brother, I know exactly when it was. I can't give you dates because I had just went the week before. I was in Idaho for a full week live streaming the John Mash trial for Dad Pod.
Yep.
And I didn't get to take any time at home. As soon as I got home, I think I got to spend the night with my wife that night and give her a kiss the next morning, and I'm off to Virginia.
Sure she did.
I was there for another week. There was 2 weeks I was gone.
That might have been why they didn't ever have one, because BJ, I don't know if she pawned it or not. I don't know. I'm not going to put that, like I keep saying, BJ, you're an addict, but there's always, if there's breath left in you, you have the ability to recover. Amen. And the choir says.
And then the third trip, I was supposed to be going up there. I want to say it was like the third week in August. And this is something that had been in planning for a while.
Fuck, Mary.
Because originally I was telling you about wanting to do this house for them. And if people were to contribute, people were always begging to send stuff, man. I mean, it was nonstop asking to send stuff. And it was like, no, wait. I reached out to several different nonprofit organizations. I reached out to Habitat for Humanity. They're in West Virginia. They didn't have one in their area, so they could not be involved. And they were the first ones I had in mind for something like this. There was also another one I want to say called the Appalachian Project. I've got my notepad around here somewhere, and I wrote them all down, and I called each and every single one of them. There was some that were very interested in the project. But my reasoning behind that is if, people are wanting to donate or whatever, a nonprofit could do this. They could donate to that nonprofit. They can handle that. We've got degrees of separation behind it. They can, do the, the building and all that. And we can just be the ones that tell you about it and show you the process, right? Hands off type deal. But along the way, as I'm calling these places, I was very public about everything I was doing. If you go back and look on that Whitaker Facebook, that family Facebook, I was telling everybody, one thing that started coming more and more was, reach out to the Amish. They help with stuff like this. Well, it should have hit me right away. But a little bit later, it did. Robert Mash, Don's dad, they lived the majority of their life as Amish. And Jeff, a lot of the audience don't know who I'm talking about with that. And I've told them, you will never meet nicer, loving, giving people in your life. And when I reached out,
I agree with you. You told me about them before I first met them, and I'm like, you weren't lying. They were the real deal. They are the real deal.
Oh God.
And amazing people.
I reached out to Mr. Mass, told him about what I was doing, and I said, hey, I've had some people saying, this might be a project that the Amish would get behind. And he said, oh yeah, they love helping. And so he said, let me put some thought behind this. And he called me back not long after that, and he said, Eric, there's one in particular I'm thinking about. They lived in Libby, Montana. There was an Amish settlement there. And I guess, there's Amish community spread all throughout. There was a bishop from Virginia. He had made his way up there, and he preached, I believe, at their church at one point in time, and Mr. Mass got to meet him. And Mr. Matt said, he was amazing, really made a good impression with him. He said, I think this is something he would help out with, and he's not far from there. And then he had 3 other options in the surrounding area in different states. But he said, I feel led to go here. And he said, let me see if I can reach him by phone. And he tried for a while. I think they got phones for business, but they don't use them much. And so the plan was later there in August, he was coming out, and then Mark Escobel was going to fly out to. I know a little bit about the construction process and stuff like that when it comes to permits and zoning and surveying. I'm not that guy. Mark does. He's got a background and stuff like that. And he just wanted to be here to help anyway. And those guys paid for their own tickets and everything, man, to come out here and do that. But I was supposed to be going then. But about 2.5, roughly 3 weeks prior to that date, when I'm supposed to be going back up there, finally getting a break after Idaho and that last trip, I get a call around, I think it was around 6 p.m. from Patrick. He just got back from the hospital. He broke his leg. And he said, I got a problem. He said, I got home. I checked my video footage. He's like, Larry stole from me, while I was gone. He shows me the video. Clearly, I think it's around 2 or 3 in the morning. Larry pulls up, doesn't even pull in his driveway. He just parks there on the road, gets out, walks right up to Patrick's house, picks up this can of gas. You can tell it was full, looks at it, goes in, puts it in his truck, takes off. Well, look, Patrick had every right to be upset. You don't steal from somebody. You don't just go to somebody's house and take something like that. And I was really shocked. At this point, Larry had been really nice, and people had told me to be careful.
Going back to Larry stealing the gas. I mean, we know about this, sir. But this was your traumatic event that has kept you silent. Like you said that you were going to come out here and tell us some things that, be prepared for all the things. Okay, sir.
Careful with that, but I mean, from what I'd seen, he looked like he really had a sincere heart and was trying to help his family. I didn't know this at the time, Jeff. I find this out later. I think it was just like 3 months prior to that. He had done it to someone else, I think, like completely unrelated, not even like of close relationship of any kind, and got arrested for it.
Mm.
So something that, and I'm on screen and making trips up to West Virginia trying to help, these people. And
Yeah.
I was innocently ignorant to it. What I knew of them is what I had watched on Soft White Underbelly and the few trips that I've been up there. And now you find this out, right?
Yeah.
But Patrick said, I'm mad about this. And he had a right to be. He's like, I'm going to go confront him. So he went and got him.
Okay, so I'll
They
read
were sitting in
the
his truck, and
post
Patrick
that he
called me on
just put
FaceTime,
out
and I
on
sat there while
Facebook.
Patrick talked to him.
I guess we can go over here to his page. I forgot I was up here. Close this out so I can share it all in its full glory so you guys can see it. Well, where is it? Why am I seeing it? Oh, maybe I did something. Let me search it again so it'll, like, There it is. Okay. I'm going to share this tab instead. So it says here.
Hey guys, I wanted to say thank you for tuning in last night. I'm definitely feeling much lighter this morning. It was healing. I saw your messages of support. Thank you. It means a lot. I still know there's probably.
Well, first we're going to read what it says here. It says, now that the first step has taken place, it's time to go full throttle. Full throttle. We're going full throttle tonight, folks. Buckle up. A little video of what you can expect next. I'll be back tonight, and it should be much more informative. Most of the explaining leading up to it is over now. The focus is on what really happened. You had to hear the context first, or it would have created more questions than answers. Tonight, we're off to see the wizards. Well, does he say what time? Something may happen, though. Thank you, guys. I need your support now more than ever. It's not exactly the topic. It was when all the chaos was going on. They allowed so many narratives to be made, and many of them spread like wildfire. I'm literally having to do this while navigating through 10 months of a smear campaign and more lies than you can ever know. But, buddy, I documented and going to be their worst nightmare. I've been hanging on for this moment, and I've almost lost my grip so many times. Thank you seriously to all you who didn't fall for it. I would have been very easy to do. I don't know, like, who is he speaking of? Let's read that again. I need your support. Okay, it was when all the chaos was going on. They allowed so many narratives to be made, and many of them spread like wildfire. I'm literally having to do this while navigating through 10 months of smear campaign and more lies than you will ever know. But, buddy, I documented, and I think that might be something going to be their worst nightmare. I wonder who that is. Let's listen.
Probably a lot of questions that people have out there. I just wanted to say last night was more for me. That was important information that the world needed to know. I can tell you, after being involved in this case, I've been numerous court cases. I can't talk about that, but I've never shared this information. I was willing to the whole time. Been told I can't talk publicly, but I got a lot more. Last night was more for me. I would love to tell you I'm this big, strong guy that when criticism comes my way and these accusations, I'm just like, I don't care about that. But after all the years of service and sacrifices that I've made to help people, it cut me up inside, nearly destroyed me.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
And made me never want to do this again. And I don't expect many people out there to understand this because everybody's built different. I love doing what I do and I love helping people. And if I can't do that, I am miserable. Miserable. We still got a lot more to go through. Tonight, I believe, is going to be more for everyone else. It's going to be very, very critical information. Probably like it's going to be the aha. What happened that night that the family was.
I'm glad. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. Okay, finally, some truth. Put some things to rest because we need it, because no one has told it. Okay, apparently, allegedly. I got faith, people. Let's hear it. We may not like the truth, but if it's the truth, then it's the truth, right?
Taken away. Did I go back to Georgia? Did I just go and take all of this money? Like, what really happened?
I don't think he
And
did.
what did
I think that someone has the money, and I think that it's going to be given to the West Virginia for taking care of the 3 disabled adults in a care facility or wherever they may be. Okay. I think that he had a large enough sum that he gave to, because he knew better. Like, he knew better. Come on, guys. We know, like, if there's a fraud investigation, you better not spend 1 ounce of that money. You better not. I mean, you'd be a real dum-dum if you did. And from my perspective, right? So I'm sure that he gave back the money, and he lost his travel, but a lot of that was paid for because we have the messages that they paid for the Airbnb and stuff like that, right? So anyways.
I know? I had very little options when I was up there, guys. And I'm telling you, nobody would have wanted to be in that situation.
Yeah, just tell us the truth.
But there is a reason why people know how to care for that family. I never went back to Georgia. And before people go trying to connect those dots,
wait,
just
I didn't
hold your
get that.
horses.
Hang on a second.
Because nobody's going to be able to guess this. Nobody.
Hang on, let me go back.
Know how to care for that family.
Well, let me go back.
Really happened. And what did I know? I had very little options when I was up there, guys. And I'm telling you, nobody would have wanted to be in that situation. But there is a reason why people know how to care for that family. I never went back to Georgia.
There's a reason why people know how to care for that family. What does that mean? There would have to be a lawsuit to get the money to give towards the care of the 3 because they're not in the contract. Interesting you say that, Pam. Interesting you say that. Okay? Because there's a lot that I may or may not know that I can't legally say.
And before people go trying to connect those dots, just hold your horses. Because nobody's going to be able to guess this. Nobody. I'm going to bring it to you. You're not going to have to guess. And I have multiple different sources. And thank God Mark Esquibel was there. And again, I've never been asked any of this. Let me make something very important.
Bonnie?
I'm not talking about the court case. I was told I cannot talk about that. When it comes to my experiences, I have free speech.
So you can't talk about the court cases. Can you talk about any? Because you said you've been up there many a times. You said last night, been up there many a times in your car and was in good shape and all this, that, and the third. Can you talk about any? Because that's going to answer some questions of what you just said. If you reverse 3 seconds, let me keep my mouth shut. Come on.
And I am not listing any vulnerable people's names, okay? At the time I was involved, last year, they were not listed as vulnerable. They were same as me and you, perfectly capable, no challenges with communication, no challenges with anything. Perfectly capable human beings in every shape, form, or fashion. No challenges. If you ask my opinion of that, there's a reason I was doing 20-hour round trips from Georgia and trying to help out with basic necessities that many other people just do every day, not even thinking about it. But it had been like that for decades, guys. And people knew about it. And they were listed as...
Listen, He's coming. Oh, what do you guys think? What do you guys think? I want to say it. I don't know if I can say it like capacity to contract issue. Man. Okay, we're going to have to do a private stream again tonight, guys, because, I got to say my things, but I want to watch it with my friends. No, he can't. What? Hang on, let me go back up. No, he can. He was blackmailed. They got him where they want him. I won't say it. Elizabeth did. I think it's about to turn. I think. Oh my God, boy, speculation nation is all over in my head right now. Okay, like for real. Mary, you gotta learn how to send a damn email, girl. You got to go over to YouTube and say, how do I send an email? We got to teach Mary how to freaking send an email. Let's listen. Let's keep listening.
Perfectly normal.
I don't know how we could verify that if they were listed. I see where he's going with this. Are you guys catching on to what he's saying and doing? Like are you guys catching on?
You heard of one failure. There's many documented. And we're going to be going through that, but that's not even close to the tip of the iceberg and what I want to talk to you about tonight. I also want to talk about Betty. Betty loved her family. There was things Betty did that really hurt me. I even watched as she told this content creator, Mark gave me no money, when we was able to see that wasn't the truth. I experienced something just like it, but even, I think, to a greater extent, and it hurts. I had my frustrations with her, and I had some anger in there with her after all that sacrifice and my own money and time, vehicle, and the things that I did to have the person that you do this for do this. But after some time and healing, when I wasn't there, who did she have? Larry and BJ and her family. And then there was other outside sources. I think she was easy to sway. I think she should have been with her family. I think she should be with her family. She loves her family. And I would truly believe she was doing her best. But she was not in the best position either. So I want to talk about her.
And let me back it up a little bit because I was writing my email. I'm sorry I have to keep backing it up, but I want to keep up with the chat too, and I do something.
Larry and BJ and her family. And then there was other outside sources. I think she was easy to sway.
Absolutely she was.
I think she should have been with her family. I think she should be with her family.
And I have huge questions with that. Okay, so let's get down to the tax brass of a lot of this stuff, okay? So since the three were not able to stay in the home because of living conditions, that's what was said. Because if they're not labeled as people with disabilities, then it was living conditions. Then why was it okay for Betty to stay there, Larry to stay there? Why? I think I know where he's going with this. Think about it, guys. Let's think about this.
She loved her family.
But let me tell you, that doesn't make it okay with what happened. Just because I think I know where he's going and I'm like, seem like I'm agreeing. Listen, that doesn't mean that I'm agreeing with Mr. Eric Carroll on the things that have happened and that he didn't do this for monetary gain and exposure. Absolutely. That's why creators come out here. We got fucking egos as big as freight trains, people. And I'm one of them.
And I would truly believe she was doing her best. But she was not in the best position either. So I want to talk about her and what really happened that night and show you how all of this happened. And then once I got back to Georgia, things just seemed to completely change. And once I see them changing, I say, I am about to tell the world what is going on. What is going on? The people pulling these strings. I compare it to the Wizard of Oz. You know, Dorothy, they're walking down that yellow brick road thinking they're going to do something good, going to get their lives changed for the better. And then when they get there and they see this, Wizard of Oz, there's a curtain. Somebody goes and pulls it, and they find out the whole time but somebody nobody even knew pulling strings. Very similar here, but it wasn't a wizard. It was wizards. And it's not Oz. It's odd. Tonight, we're going to talk about the story of the Wizards of Odd. And I promise you'll
I mean, that's a pretty good damn title there, Mr. Carroll. I just got to give it to you. Got to give it, good one for you.
understand a lot.
If you don't label your stream
I don't know
that, I'm going to label mine that, buddy.
what's going to happen from here. It's been quiet. I know this isn't making some people happy. They'll never know what it was like to walk in a mile in my shoes over the last 10 months. They knocked me down. I'm telling you, buddy, they knocked me down. I thought I was defeated at times. And then I put that clamp over my mouth to where I couldn't even.
But who? Do you think he's going to tell us who? Shh, wise angel, hush your mouth, girl. Who? You think it was APS, guys? Put APS in the chat if you think it was APS that was telling them, zip your lips, Mr. Carroll. Put an APS in the chat.
Push back. And the worst thing that could have ever happened to them a couple of weeks ago happened. I'm no longer fighting this alone. But when you knocked me down, I thought about staying. But that's not who I am. I got back up. And I've ripped that clamp off. And yes, I still hurt inside. And one day, hopefully, I'll be able to talk about that pain. I just don't want to dwell on it now. But I got back up, ripped that off, and I'm pissed off. I was the wrong person. I am loyal, and I will go to the ends of the earth to help people.
What do you mean?
I love helping
Elizabeth?
people. If I couldn't do it, I wouldn't want to breathe. But don't mess with me.
Oh, I see.
Don't
what you're
mess
saying.
with
If
me
he
and my
does tell,
family.
he's got good back.
And that's exactly what you've done. Every night you've been able to sleep at home. Nobody knows your name. You with your family. When so much of this responsibility is on you.
I can check, Mary.
You got it for 10 months, but you won't any longer. I'll see you guys later tonight. Game on.
Okay, sir. Well, thank you for sharing that with us. And we're going to actually, let's see if it's, well, we're going to finish this. And then, I want to skip to, see, he doesn't really, the APS stuff where he starts talking about that right here. Because a lot of it didn't really say much. But we want to skip to that because that was very interesting and how I think it came about. And I don't know. I wasn't there. He broke waiting us to feel sorry and money him up. Okay, let me check it real quick. I have my email up right now, so let me check real quick. Yep, I got it. Look, yay. Yeah. Okay, so we're probably going to do it the same way we did last time. There's not a lot of people, like I don't send send it out to everybody, but if I know your name and you have to put who you are, like I know who you are, but if you guys put your handle in the chat, I do have moderators, so if someone sneaks in, we'll get rid of you because I can go right to my email and look to see who it was. But anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed it last night because it makes it a smaller chat and we can kind of say what we want to say without people messing with us. So
In here, so I can tell you exactly where we went. It was a card. It's called Biz and Froth. This is 50 Brookshire Lane, Beckley, West Virginia, 25801. The reason being, this is where they picked. They said there was a room there where we could go in and we could talk.
So they reached out to him because I had a question last night. Because sometimes whenever I'm running a stream, I don't get to hear everything that's said, so I got to go back. Then I was like, who invited? He reached out to them to meet, or did they? So they apparently reached out to them. Okay, let's go.
In private, when you walk in that coffee shop, kind of right there to the back left, There's a room you can go in with 2 doors that slide.
I don't.
There was
we're
somebody that
gonna
was kind of
look.
locked at my hip during that time and went with me everywhere. He went there with me. And I meet with these 2 ladies. And again, the conversation starts. They start telling me again, hey, we've been watching what's going on. You know, thank you for doing what you're doing. We think what you're doing is amazing. There's been a lot of people that came up here and didn't do like what you're doing. Very soon, they was like, we wanted to, you know, make you aware of some things and, you know, that we can do. But they hand me this folder, Jeff. For anybody that said that was my motives.
Yeah.
This is why this is so important to me. I guess anybody could go and get these, but this actually has the sticky notes on it with their handwriting, with instructions telling me what to do. Let's show it to you. I've been holding on to this.
And that's
So
from
this
Adult Protective
was-
Service, right?
This is from
This is why it makes me think. Remember whenever he said, me and Timmy have a doctor's appointment. Me and Timmy have an appointment today, or some sort of an appointment. He was all dressed up and he had the vest, it's a vest, but not like a suit vest, but just like a vest, a winter vest. On when he was all cleaned up. They'd spent the night at the Airbnb. Remember he was staying the night with Eric at the Airbnb, and they had appointments the next day. Does this what led into that? Remember, people were saying that they thought he was trying to get custody of Timmy. Well, speculation. This is all speculation. Is this prove it? I don't know.
Adult Protection Services. This is what was put in my hand. I'll read it for you. Sticky note. Individual petitions filled out by petitioner. Petition for the appointment of a guardian and conservator. More. Affidavit certifying completion of mandated education. Sticky note must be filed stating you read guardian conservator handbook. Evaluation report of licensed physician psychologist. Sticky note filled out by the doctor. Affidavit of physician filled out
like
by
a
a doctor
buffer
if
vest,
unable
yeah.
to attend the hearing. What hearing? Aged and disabled waiver program. And there's a lot more documents in there. I mean, they had it really nice and neat. Statement of financial resources. And then there's 2 cards.
The statement of financial resources would be for him to fill out to make sure that he was financially stable to provide the adequate care for Timmy. Right? Is that the way I'm hearing that?
Of these ladies that I won't put out their name. And while every night they've been able to go home and sleep, nobody knows their name, with their families, no harassment.
That's why I think he's gunning for APS right there. That's why that statement right there. You gotta listen. I listened to this. I was like, oh. So I think all of the people that he says that he can't talk, they said that they'd have his back, yada yada smada, is he worked with APS because, and I'm gonna say this, and God, I want to smack my own self in the mouth. I honestly think at that moment, in all of the hip hop hooray shit that was going on, I think that at that time, don't chew me out for saying this. He thought that he may be doing the right thing. In his mind. Do I think it was the right thing? Okay, I think he might have thought, and he trusted what the APS was telling him, and they are the ones that told him, zip it. They're not going to press. I mean, this is my own theory. I have nothing to back this up. I have no receipts to show you. I'm just giving you my thoughts on this. Okay. Let me see what she said. He talked about bringing Timmy to Georgia. I believe he thought he could get him to foster. It was always about poor Timmy. That's where the money was. Yes, and that's what it looked like to some. But I think that yeah, Pam. I think that, in my opinion, at the time, he may have wanted out because it got too big too fast, nervous. And he, I think that now I'm subject. Excuse me, I'm subject to change my opinion at any given moment as information comes out. At right now, me sitting here thinking, talking with my friends in my phone, my computer, that is plausible for me. I don't know about you guys, but APS hasn't had his back. Like he just said, they've been able to come home, sleep in their beds. They're not being harassed. They're not being, all the things. Because there is some truth to what he said, and I agreed with this. And I'm sure Mr. Work has received the same type of messages. If you do something and a group of people don't like it, they come for your jugular through messages, through emails, through all of the things. They tell you how that you can kill yourself easily, okay? They do. They give you the whole formula how to do it if they don't like you. It's a sick world we live in. It really is. So I can believe him on that. Okay? But you have to let it roll off your back. That's something that you have to be aware if you're going to be up here speaking your mind. Okay? You have to get used to it. And I guess that's weird to say that you got to get used to people telling you to unalive yourself. Yeah, you do. You do. And there have been a lot of social media influencers, which I'm not a social media influencer. I am just a person that gives my opinion. I don't influence anyone. Okay? But that have taken their own life because of cyberbullying. I'm talking real cyberbullying. Okay, not because someone said something that hurt their feelings. I'm talking real cyberbullying. Hell on Wheels thinks it's his lawyer told him not to talk. I think it was that and APS, to be honest with you. But I don't know that to be a fact. That's my opinion. Nothing. I can't fake. No facts. No receipts.
This was about guardian and adoption. And they were letting me know they were in favor of it and they would do it on my behalf. Here it is.
So that's who the wizards are. I'm going to tell you, do not be surprised if tonight's show isn't about the Wizards of Odd. Is going to be the people that work in West Virginia. I think he blew it all up when he realized that they were sick of him and people knew the Whitakers hadn't seen a dime. If he had called APS as soon as he discovered the conditions, maybe. You know what that is? He could have been a hero in some people's. If you look at it like that, Gabrielle, he could have been a freaking hero. But when that contract came out, talking about a third, I can't ride what he was sent there by the state of West Virginia to expose the filthy, because there would have been no contract about money. Okay. And I still have another question for Mr. Carroll, because he was over the social media platforms. He set them up. That means you have to have a form of receiving your monetary gain from that month's content. Why did you not just give that YouTube channel and all those social media over to the rightful owner, which you made it on the behalf of the Whitaker family? Why didn't you give that over to Larry or Betty, or even who cares if they know how to run it or not? Give it to them, give them access, and they could do it with what they wanted. Nothing, okay. But why didn't you give them at least that? That's something that you could have given them, that they could potentially make an income on if they were taught how by somebody in their family, an uncle, a grandchild. I don't know.
Two things going through my mind. One,
Yeah.
I told them this, I don't want to talk about anything
Backdoor
without Betty.
deal.
Betty has been taking care of this family.
Back in the day, they used to have backdoor adoptions. This is a backdoor deal with APS. Oh, wait. Now, what I hear through the grapevine is that West Virginia is known for corruption. I don't know. I don't live there. Never had a dealing with West Virginia.
Her whole life. And I was like, she sacrificed her life to be there. And I was like, I got a wife. I was like, guys, I wasn't expecting this. And he's like, we don't expect you to say anything today or, whatever. And But for anybody that thought that was my intentions, like I want to get them and it's about making money and all that, I didn't want nobody else around. If that was the case, I was offered it on a silver platter. And I've got my thoughts on that.
I want to
10
hear it.
months of being able to think about it, but that wasn't all that went on in this meeting.
I want to hear your thoughts on that.
They start talking a little bit more, start telling me about like, this wasn't, Jeff, I need you to do me a really important favor.
Mm-hmm.
I need to talk about the rest of that meeting, but I need to tell some context really quick so people understand something. And then I need to come back to that. Bring me back to that point, okay?
Okie doke.
This wasn't the first time they had been involved in this story. And it wasn't because of that phone call. I want to say roughly about a month prior to me reaching out is where the
Yeah,
first
she would have,
contact
and not
and their
even know, you
involvement
know, bless
started
her heart.
with this story.
Betty would have been like, come on in. Lorraine, you know how Lorraine used to do with Mark? She'd be like, come in. You know how she would. I can't imitate. Well, Lorraine, I'm not trying to be an asshole. But yeah, she would have invited him, not even knowing like the potential, what could be happening. You know what I mean?
One day, again, random text, sitting here at the computer. I get
Okay.
a text from Patrick. Adult Protection Services came to my house. That was my first time I had heard that organization's name ever. I don't know anything about them, but you know, with what we've done with Dad Talk, I know who Child Protection Services is, and I have covered them a lot, and what I know is not good. When they get involved, the majority of the times I've seen, they get involved in cases they should have never been involved in and take kids out of homes they never should have. And then in the cases where they really need to get involved and people are like screaming for them to get involved, they don't. And the incentives in there every time they take a kid out of a home and put them in a new one. What I knew of that was not good. But I've never heard of Adult Protection Services. And he is telling me they just showed up at his house. And I'm like, what in the world? I was like, why did they come to your house? And he's like, I don't know. I told them to get the fuck out of my yard. Excuse my language. I'm giving you this. And I'm like, what? You don't tell them that, dude. I was like, what did they say they was there for? He's like, I don't know. I told them they had to leave. And I said, dude, this is a problem. I was like, they're there for a reason. And if they come, you don't just get rid of them. He was like, I ain't worried about it. He was like, they left and they closed the case. I didn't believe a word he was saying to
So
me.
he said they closed the case. So there was a case open for what? Okay. Okay, they closed it. Okay.
Jeff. I didn't, except for one thing. When he told him to get the fuck out of the yard, I can actually see Patrick saying that.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe that part. I really did. But when he's telling me, he told him to, go and that they just leave and close the case. I'm like, there's no way. I said, dude, if they're anything like CPS, once they get involved, they don't just go away. And there was two feelings going through my head at that time, excited and worried. I was excited in the beginning for one part, because from the very beginning, there was pieces of this and red flags going off, Jeff, that I knew there was things going on that I could not explain. And I had asked for proof and asked for proof. And I wasn't getting anything. There's nothing going on. There's nothing going on. And it wasn't until long before this meeting, and I'm watching this vigilant like a hawk. That's when I started finding out a little bit more concrete stuff. I found out about this operation and this secret group that had been made on Facebook, where if people donated money, they could get a FaceTime with a certain family member. And when I found this out, I was livid.
So APS.
There was people involved in that I don't even know who they were. This was completely unbeknownst to me. The family didn't know about it. And there was money that was going in there. And the reason I found out about it, there was someone in there that brought it to me. And so I sat back and I did my homework. And when I found out, and I contacted this gentleman, I found out one that had donated to do this. And I told him, I said, you are not supposed to be doing that. And he got a little upset in the beginning because he's like, I didn't do anything wrong. I talked to Patrick. I said, no. He wasn't supposed to be doing that. I was like, they're not a product to be sold. And I was like, I'm not trying to get on to you. But I was like, if there's anybody else in there, you let them know. Like Eric said, this is not supposed to be happening. I was livid. And once I got this, I went back to Patrick and we had it out, man. I was ready to take off. But then, right before this meeting, I had been looking, even though I had all these red flags and it was obvious there was things that wasn't matching up. I never had definitive, that I could do anything with. But right before that, this lady reached out to me from my area that knew my dad, knew my family, knew about my dad's ministry and all that. And she said she had made a donation. It was a decent donation. Okay, because she saw that I was involved and knew my family. And she just wanted to make sure that she sent it to the right place. And so I said, can you send me a screenshot? Where do you send it? She showed it to me. I can confirm where it went. And she said, I sent this 2 months ago. Dude, I had been asking from the beginning, Jeff. From the very freaking beginning. Nope, nothing's happening. Ask the Whitakers. You seen any money? Now I know, and I suspect there is 11 counts of fraud attached to that. 11.
So he tells us right here. He tells us right here. Let's back it up. $11 counts of fraud. Let's listen.
Seen any money? Now I know, and I suspect there is 11 counts of fraud attached to that. 11. So the fact that I was seeing all these red flags, and I found this out after he said adult protection services showed up, but I was already watching like a hawk and knew something was going on, be aware on full alert. And so when I hear they're there, I got really excited because I'm like, they're an organization that can actually get in there and see what's going on. I know what I've done. Go in there and look at it. I can show you my involvement. Please, because there's only so much I can do from here.
But I have a question about that, though. Let's think about this. So Facebook offers, is that part of Facebook, guys? Because I don't know Facebook very good. Help me understand. I'm not trying to say that that's wrong for the fraud allegations against Patrick. I'm just trying to understand. A good question, Wise Angel. So is that something that Facebook offers? If I have a Facebook account, I can offer FaceTime with Lenny K. I don't know. Is that an option that you can do? Or is that something that he just created on his own? And how would that be considered fraud? Help me. Someone tell me, where's my mod at? Runaway Truth. Help me understand that, Runaway Truth. Am I overanalyzing? Facebook offers it, but not unsure how it's used. Okay. So not saying that it was right or wrong, but how would that lead down to fraud? Oh, because maybe he wasn't given the money. Okay, so the money should have been, obviously, the money should have went to the Whitakers. Now, I'm having a menopause moment here. Relax, everybody in the bushes. So creating it on Facebook wasn't the actual problem. It was that he was charging money and probably using it and not giving it to fraud people pay him to speak to Timmy, and Timmy doesn't get shit. There you go. Right. I don't know why I was thinking like, but I look at it as like they didn't get any money anyway. You know, just like a cameo. But didn't he have a cameo? Like I was just wondering to know, Runaway Truth, like how would they be if it was something that they offered on Facebook? How could that be considered fraud? But duh, it was probably wired to somebody's personal account and that wasn't distributed throughout the like a third, and a third. I get it. That's why I was like, I had myself confused there for a minute. I'm like, how was that? But they didn't get any money anyways, and that's why I think more my brain was stuck. I think the money was supposed to go to who you're facing. Maybe it should have been to Timmy. I'm guessing maybe right. Hey, Howard, good to see you, baby. Got it. Okay. I'm sorry. I just had a little situation mentally there for a second. I'm like, I'm not understanding.
I have to take his word at it. And so I was excited, but then I was worried too, because nobody lives at his house. It's just him. And the only other people like he's really involved with right now is the Whitaker family, and we're involved in this project. Is there something else going on that I don't know about? And I'm being told this story. They showed up and he cussed them out and they just leave and close the case. Like there's no way that happened. But I have to take his word for it at that moment.
Right.
And say about, I think it was around a month, and then this next event starts happening and we never heard anything else. I didn't know if somebody was going to show back up or if he was even going to tell me, because I freaked out on him when it happened. Like, what is going on? He's like, I shouldn't even have told you. I just wasn't believing him. Now we're in this meeting. Going back, this is where I told you to bookmark me.
Mm-hmm.
I think that context people needed to know.
Mm-hmm.
So they start talking about Patrick.
Okay, wise. I know. Thanks.
And then I was like, hey, you guys went by his house. I was like, he was telling me about it. Can you tell me about that? And so finally, I'm about to get the truth. They told me, yeah, we went by there and we was wanting to talk to him. They said, look, we get reports on that all the time, even when content wasn't being made, but it was a little bit more sporadic. But since content had been getting made, like they had been getting a ton of reports, right? And they told me, best of my recollection, Jeff, I want to say around 60 reports in that last month.
Wow.
People worried, and there was one video where someone was painting toenails and then massaging another person's feet. And there was people feeling very uncomfortable about that, but there was other about exploitation and, what's going on, money. And they said,
Ooh, wonder what video they're talking about there. Is it a video they created or a video someone else created and made content with? Let's listen.
Pretty serious stuff.
yes. And they say after they get so many, they have to go investigate.
Right.
They said, so when we got there, we was trying to be nice, but he met us and he was hostile right off, like telling us to get out of the yard.
Let's go back a
we
few
tried to
seconds
stop.
and re-listen to that all the way through.
Someone was painting toenails and then
Wow.
a ton of reports, right? And they told me, best of my recollection, Jeff, I want to say around 60 reports in that last month.
Wow.
People worried, and there was one video where someone was painting toenails and then massaging another person's feet. And there was people feeling very uncomfortable about that, but there was other about exploitation and, what's going on, money. And they said after
Pretty serious stuff.
yes. And they say after they get so many, they have to go investigate.
Right.
They said, so when we got there, we was trying to be nice, but he met us and he was hostile right off, like telling us to get out of the yard. And we tried to stop him and say like, no, hey, we're on your side. Like we wanted to show you something, but he just kept like cussing at us. And he was like, people say things. It's probably just people on the internet that don't know what's going on. We left and we, closed the case. We know you guys aren't doing anything wrong. And Jeff, I had that moment of like, Son of a bitch, he told the truth. I didn't.
But to be fair, it could have been the video that they put out, Patrick put out himself. I don't know. Okay, I don't know. I'm not gonna accuse anybody of anybody's video, honey, okay? Mm-mm. Howard said, I'm gonna guess 59 of those reports came from Eric Carroll. just just their opinion. People called. I can back it up again so we can listen to it. So we can really hear and we can read. Okay. Okay. I'll go back just another 5 so we can get full context.
They said, look, we get reports on that all the time, even when content wasn't being made, but it was a little bit more sporadic. But since content had been getting made, like they had been getting a ton of reports, right? And they told me, best of my recollection, Jeff, I want to say around 60 reports in that last month.
Wow.
People worried. And there was one video where
Yes.
someone was painting toenails and then massaging another person's feet. And there was people feeling very uncomfortable about that, but there was other about exploitation and, you know, what's going on, money. And they said
That's
after
pretty
they,
serious stuff.
yes. And they say after they get so many, they have to go investigate.
Right.
They said, so when we got there, you know, we
So there it is. That's why they said they had to come and investigate, was because of a video. I don't know whose video. Clock it now. I never said anybody's particular video. I want to make that very clear. It could have been the video that they created on their own. Could have been a clip of a video. It could have been a lot of whatever. Okay. What's the toenail story? I think it was them painting each other's toenail. I don't know. I didn't see that. I might have seen it, but so much has happened between now and then that in my opinion, the dog whistling off that particular video. It could be. And you know, it could be, I don't know. Yeah, the court dockets are still sealed, and they probably will be because you're talking about some APS stuff. So yeah. I'm not gonna easy guys, because you know I do not need any more bullshit.
was trying to be nice, but he met us and he was hostile right off, like telling us to get out of the yard. And we tried to
You're
stop him and
welcome,
say like,
Lily.
no, hey, we're on your side. Like we wanted to show you something, but he just kept like cussing at us. And he was like, you know, people say things. It's probably just people on the internet that don't know what's going on. We left and we, you know, closed the case. We know you guys aren't doing anything wrong. And Jeff, I had that moment of like, son of a bitch, he told the truth.
But some things that they did on camera, I didn't feel uncomfortable with. I'm just gonna be honest with you, because I have 5 brothers, and they used to do the craziest shit to each other. I have 5 of them little son of a bitches I grew up with, okay? And no disrespect to my mother. I just, you know, word I use doesn't mean anything by it, okay? But listen, they used to do the most craziest things to each other as they grew up. Okay, so for me, the scratching of the back, the poor, you know, all the only one that really shooketh me a little bit was the water in the face with Timmy. Now, watering him down, not a problem. You spray yourself off with a hose in the country all the time when you're muddy. But the video with the water directly in his face and him walking backwards, I was like, okay, a little overboard there, buddy. That was my own perspective. But other things, the pillow fight and scratching of the back. I'm going to tell you, growing up in a home with 5 boys that are staggered, very close in age, it's lucky that someone didn't get, they all made it out alive. Not because my parents was going to do something to them, because these morons would do all kinds of crazy shit, pranks on each other. I'm just here to tell you. Okay, so boys will be boys. You know what I mean? So the one that really stopped me in my tracks was the video with the water in the face, and that concerned me. I'm like, enough. Okay. I do believe that the viewers were calling APS. We saw comments on videos. And that's what happens. Okay. That's what happens. Whenever you bring something like that to the surface and you start showing it day after day, you're going to get people that feel like they need to take it into their hands to report it as abuse, whatever, even though they don't live in the house. They only see in little snippets of what's going on. They feel like it's in their right to call. And then they said after they get so many, they have to come in and verify, but it was closed, right? So, interesting. Hey, Jess. Jessica, I seen you over there going ham. We were back. I had a private stream last night for a handful of my friends on my phone, and we were reading everybody's comments. We were like, these people are going in. Like, there were some good questions, those. You know what I'm saying? Boys will be boys. Even men will be boys. Absolutely. Yeah, leave the dad alone with the kids. You'll come back when they all have buzz cuts and mohawks. Okay? And he was just supposed to, wash their hair. But like, oh, hell, we decided to get mohawks. You'd be like, what the hell just happened? Everybody has a mohawk. The same mohawk. Okay? All right. So, I mean, we seen Jess over there. We seen, who else did we see over there? We were reading the comments. We're like, ask the questions. You go. I did not go in the chat. Creepalacha went in the chat. I did not go in the chat. I wanted to view it because, yeah, Jess was holding nothing back last night. Okay. I was like, girl. Oh, and I don't have any intentions on going in the chat. Okay. I'm going to respect his chat. I'm not. I'm not gonna do that. That's for someone else. I'd rather review it. Yeah. Oh yeah. Creepalacha was giving him the business too. I wish that he would get with Creepalacha and speak. Okay. I wish he would. And Creepalacha even offered to get up on his platform with him on Eric Carroll's platform, do it on his channel. Just ask the questions that the public want to know. And I don't know if that'll ever happen or not, but so let's go over here. Let's get out of this and see if he already has the live scheduled tonight, because we need to know. We need to know. It's not scheduled quite yet. Is there a post? That was 21 hours ago. So he hasn't actually set a time yet, but he's in Georgia, so he's on the same time zone as I am. So it's 3:30. So, we'll see. We'll see what time he comes on, right? Oh, Lord. It's been a day, honey. It's been a day. It's been like, I really thought that I was hoping for the best and that he would come out and say the truth about what was going on, right? But I didn't really expect a lot, to be honest with you. But now we did get a little bit more information, right? I think, from my opinion, based on what he said last night, was being hushed by APS. And I think that APS said, we got your back. You're going to be in, I cannot verify this. This is my own thought real quick. I think that he was thinking that APS was going to have their back. He was going to be a state witness, and they would protect him. So depending on what he says tonight, depending on how deep his protection goes, right? We'll see. I don't expect much. Jess, I'd talk with a ball gag and sock stuffed in his mouth. I don't go as planned, and he was informed that he needs to stay quiet. I can't wait to see what's next. Well, he just put it out. I don't know if you've seen it, Jessica, but he just put it out that all is coming off tonight. He's having one again tonight. I don't know what time. He hasn't scheduled it yet. Okay, but he's having another one tonight. I don't know what time, but I may go ahead and do it live and review him live. I don't know. I don't like to stream snipe people like that. I like to, I still like to give creators because then I have to start like a half hour late and all of the things and blah, 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 blah. If I do a private stream, then I can start in real time and nothing, it is what it is. We can have fun with our friends. I don't know. And get some more stuff in his Facebook today. Yes, I read his Facebook. You guys, I would, if I were you, I would go over and look at his Facebook page and read it if you want. It wasn't just one event, it was an entire collaboration vids that made public when some of it should have been edited out. If nothing else, then ENP1 should have been aware of the optics. Yeah. Eric should have 100% have been very highly aware of how the internet was going to take it, because he's told us many a times that he is an experienced creator of content on social media. So, yeah, email me. You know, I might just do it live so I don't have to do all of that. Depending on what time, I'll look and see what time he schedules it out. And if it's late, then I'll send everybody's email, and I can send you a link, a private link. So if you guys have my email and you want to join in, let me know. It's a smaller chat, and we can say what we want. But Patrick was already doing Timmy time before Eric entered the pick. I don't know. In my opinion, he needs money and probably going to do a damn fundraiser. Oh, shit. Shit, Howard. He said it's a fundraising night. Here, I'll put it in here. Yes, Patrick was doing it in April. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. I did not know that. Not at all. Said no, not to her knowledge. I have no idea. Honestly, to be honest with you, I have no freaking clue. I have no freaking clue. None. Hey, Jess, if you're still here, let Patrick know there was somebody in my chat pretending it was him trying to say some shit. I blocked him, though. Not because me and Patrick are buddies, but because I didn't want to listen to his shit. And if it was Patrick, tell him that he needs to get a hold of me. Don't ever just come in the chat and act like it's him. I need to know he's coming in the chat or he'll be blocked. Because people are doing too many crazy shit out here. And I don't want anyone to be left in the chat thinking it was him. Oh, I have no idea what that cool rocking Loretta. I have no idea. What Sunnyside say? Yeah. Yep, Sunnyside. All right, guys, I think I'm going to jump off of here because if we're going to come back tonight, then we need to, do our house stuff. And I'll leave you with this positive affirmation as we go. And I will see you guys later on. Email me if you want to be part of it. But I'll schedule it if I see him schedule it. And then we may just go live and do our thing. But I'll have to make that decision. But send me your email if you want. Tell me who you are in the chat so I can keep an eye on it. And see you this evening. All right. Peace.
You can talk behind my back. You can guess the things I do. But the truth is I don't care that you watch my every move. Every whisper, every rumor turns to silence in my mind. I stopped living for opinions, now I'm living my best life. If my glow isn't your sight, then I know I'm doing right. Say what you want about me, I'll still shine the same. You can doubt every step you you can question my name. Bad vibes don't reach me. I'm too high in my life. Believe whatever you want, I'll be living my life. Some will watch me, some will judge me, some will never understand. But I'd rather be authentic than be perfect for a trend. If my glow is getting brighter, it might hurt somebody's sight. But the sun was never asking if it's shining way too bright. If I trigger you, that's okay. Maybe I'm just living my way. Say what you want about me, I'll still shine the same. You can doubt every step, you can question my name. Bad vibes don't reach me. I'm too high in my life. Believe whatever you want, I'll be living my life. You can judge me from afar, but I'm writing my own story.